morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to anybody that's here on time and also anybody that's gonna replay the show today. Happy Tuesday. I think I'm burnt. Happy Tuesday to everybody that's in here and welcome back. Shout out to the ones that's gonna replay this. Q Sims is first. It's crazy. It amazes me for the people that come in here before two turn. No funny. It amazes me for the people that come in here before two turn. I'm dead serious. So, good morning, y'all. Welcome. Um, Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Y'all know I'm gonna let this background music roll for a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it started today. That's almost on Rocket fans. Hold on. That dog is just like so like. For the ones that's in here, make sure I hit that thumbs up button. Welcome to another day of fact and stats. Welcome to another day of facts and stats. For the ones that's in here, make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button. Welcome. Appreciate you all being in here early. Truly means a lot. Appreciate you all being in here early. Truly means a lot. I meant to put previews on that. Thank you, Swiper. I don't know. I did not mean to put previews. Thank you, brother. All right, everybody that's in here, thank you. Bethany, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? I'm going to stop my little StreamYard automated music in a second as I'm just prepping for the show today. As y'all see floating on the bottom of the screen, welcome to the best show in the world. Josh, what's going on, Josh? Good morning, buenos dias. I'm going to stop this music now. Let me reply to a couple of messages. Caravan is going back to UConn. That's tough for them. That's tough. All right. Good morning to everybody that's in here. Welcome back to another Daily Fact and Stats show. I cut music out the picture after I eclipsed 1,000 subscribers. Again, thank y'all so much for allowing or helping me get to that mark. Set out that goal, achieved it. And it's just to start, for where fact and stats end up eventually going to become or be on the YouTube side of things. Obviously, we attack multiple platforms, Twitter, playback, etc. So just enjoying the growth of fact and stats on YouTube. With that being said, if you are in here early, make sure you all hit that like button. That's hitting the thumbs up button. We call that taking your shoes off at the door. So shout out. I think it was Dame that brought that to my attention. Shout out to Dame. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing on YouTube randomly to come across facts and stats. And want to be part of the family or the community. Want to come on the stage, want to type in the chat, whatever the case may be. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on this video. Yes, sir. Two turn. Shout out to Two Turn, man. Truly appreciate that, bro. That's real. That's solid, gang. That's real. I have not seen that trailer, Swiper. That is real, bro. Thank you so much, bro. No funny. Truly appreciate that. That's real, bro. That mean a lot. That mean more than you think, man. For real. That mean more than you think. That means more than you think, bro. So thank you, Two Turn. Thank you, my brother, for being in here always and just always extending your support for the platform, bro. Real stuff, to be honest. Like, I wish I could meet you one day, bro. If I can meet you one day, I would. Where was I at, though? Liking the video. Make sure y'all like the video. Feel free to comment at any time throughout the show. Any question does not matter. I read every single comment for the most part. Obviously, if you want your comments to stand out, you can send like super chats or super chats. I'm sorry, or whatever the case may be. And I'll flash it on the screen. Next, feel free to share with one person. I'm pretty sure if you share with one person, the same way you come back in here every day, they're more than likely willing to come back in here every day as well. Whether they type in the chat, whether they grow comfortable with coming on the stage. Again, Fact and Stats is an open platform to anybody to come on in here and speak their mind. My slogan is "Speak Your Mind." You see that on the back of the apparel, and that's what I'm working on, right now. So anybody can come in here and speak their mind. That is the slogan. Next, if you are in here, you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. If this is your first time, or you want to come across this, Fact and Stats is a daily sports show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, to like 3 p.m. sometimes to 4. I try to cut it off around that mark right there, so I can attend to other Facts and Stats related things behind the scenes, such as the clothing brand, or maybe even me gaming on TikTok, Twitch, whatever the case may be, or maybe even me editing videos and things of that nature as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like Two Turn did, he is also a member, but like Two Turn did, there's numerous ways or things you guys can do to extend your support. First and foremost, that's becoming a member. 40 plus members. Thank y'all for all the support. Y'all been rocking me on a day-to-day basis. There's some people that have been members for 6 months, like 5-6 months, ever since I started this whole Fact and Stat attacking YouTube thing from playback. So shout out to all the members. How can you become a member? The link is in the description on this video. 3 different levels you can join as. They all have different customized perks. They all have emotes. And you get the Fact and Stats logo next to your name. Why not? What's better than that? And obviously your name turns green in the chat. So appreciate the extended support. If you want to extend your support, become a member. That is how you can become a member. Or you can do what Two Turn just did and just be randomly feeling good. Two Turn just felt good and just wanted to give me $20 for showing love to me and what I do on a day-to-day basis. He calls it the best show in the world. And I believe it is one of the best shows in the world as well. It's about people finding out about Facts and Stats because it's a great platform for a lot of people to come in here and speak their mind and be comfortable in regards to whatever the topic is. So yeah, feel free to send super chats as well. The amount does not matter to me. It can be $5, it can be $10, or it can be 20, like you see on the screen. I'll be grateful regardless. Next, you can send super stickers at any time. I think I just said that. If I did just say that, my bad. But you can send super chats and super stickers at any time. The amount does not matter. I'll be grateful regardless. And as you see on the back end, all extended support is greatly appreciated. Next, you got the Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That is all at Fact and Stats _ I am making it a point emphasis, or I will be making it a point emphasis to attack these platforms heavily with clips and videos and just everything in general from a marketing standpoint to continue to try to grow the platform on YouTube and to continue to try to grow the platform on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and playback. So definitely going to be working relentlessly around the clock, around the schedule, whatever, to continue to try to do things to grow the platform. And I just realized something. My LAN cable is not connected. Give me 1 second. right, my bad, y'all. I think I should be good now. Sorry about that. Yeah, I should be good now. If I'm frozen or anything like that, please let me know. But yeah, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok is all at Facts and Stats _ Make sure you follow Facts and Stats on those platforms if you don't already. Next, you have the Playback Room. In Playback, we watch live NBA games every single night. So for some reason, if you ever do not want to watch NBA games by yourself, please feel free to come to the Facts and Stats Playback Room. We're in there every single night watching NBA games. Coming soon, we're going to be watching WNBA games and NBA games. Sometimes even baseball as well. So sign up, download the app, join the Facts and Stats Playback Room. It's free to download the app. It's free to join the room. I'm literally going to show y'all what the platform looks like from a desktop perspective. So this is what it looks like here. 1,843 members. Thank all you all, especially the ones that's in here right now, especially the ones that subscribe to the Playback Room as well on Playback. So this is what it looks like. It's a live chat on here, as you can see. When I start the room, I turn my camera on, I title it, whatever the case may be, and then I can schedule games for what we're going to watch. So the first game we're obviously watching today is the Bucks versus the Pacers, and then I think we have another game at 7:30. I want to say that's the Celtics and Magic, or 8:30. Oh, no, 7:30 is Pistons and Knicks. One of my favorite series. I know it's 3-1, but it's still been one of my favorite series. Then we have the Magic and Celtics at 8:30, and then last but not least, another one of my favorite series that I'm enjoying. It's a true chess match. Clippers versus the Nuggets at 10 p.m. So all those games are scheduled. We'll be tapping into all those games. Definitely watching damn near the Knicks and Pistons in full, and definitely watching the Clippers and Nuggets in full. So make sure you all sign up. Join the Facts and Stats Playback Room. The link is in the description on this video as well. It's going to say live nightly watch parties. Pull up, join the room. It's just like the YouTube side of things. And also we'll be heading there today as well to talk about the NFL draft, I believe. So we'll see how the show goes. What else I want to say? Is that it? Oh, Facts and Stats website. Majority of you all done seen the new design. So then that new design is coming soon, very, very soon. I'm just getting the shirts. Carry on. What's good, Birdie? I'm just getting the shirts in order. I'm just getting the different colors and things of that nature. Good to go. So when you all order, you can just ship out. So again, be on the lookout for that. Y'all done seen the new design for the most part, I believe. If you did not, you'll see it soon again. But factandstats.us. That's also in the description on this video as well. And I'll be editing the site today or tomorrow, displaying what's to come and things of that nature. So be on the lookout for that. Facts and Stats Gambling Discord. Really next day. Carry on. Really next day. But the new shirts is going to come. It was up to a week, but for the new shirts, it's going to be really next day. Around like the first 3 days or something like that. It just all depends if I make it to the post office. I like to go to the post office on Fridays personally, but because like the end of the week. But what I was about to say. But this new design didn't drop yet anyway. The new designs are going to drop within the next week for sure. So be on the lookout for that, Birdie. If I don't tell you on here, I'm pretty sure I'll tell you on TikTok. Facts and Stats Gambling Discord. For anybody that gambles, I've been promoting the Discord heavily. You'll see plays from myself and BJ and also other people as well in the chat. Feel free to drop your plays and share your plays as well. You know, after you cash, make sure you post it in the winning slip so let people know how good you're doing, or that also helps people out. Like, hey, I may want to tell this person now. So the Fact and Stats Gambling Discord is also on this page as well. Feel free to check that out. And for some reason, if you just cannot join the Discord from YouTube, just DM me and I'll send you the direct link. Just DM me and I'll send you the direct link. We're gonna start it off with this. Who sold your parlay? Who sold your parlay segment? Who sold your parlay segment? For me, Steph Curry, but I'm not mad. Like if I place 2 parlays and one hit but the other don't hit, I'm not mad. So I placed 2 parlays. One was a live bet. Curry 15. Can't remember what it was. Curry 15 and some other stuff. Draymond, Jimmy, 4 boards, Sengun, 6 boards, I think. And Warriors money line, I think. And that cash. The one that did not cash was Draymond 4 boards, Sengun 7 boards, Warriors money line, and Curry 20. So I don't get mad at that. Curry finished with 17 points. Yeah, you feel me, Rain? I ain't mad at that. And I lied bet Jimmy under on another parlay too, and that messed me up. Jimmy said he came out on different timing because somebody, worked them up. Obviously, that somebody was Dylan Brooks. So Jimmy looked like he was gonna be slow the whole game. He had 4 points at halftime. Went with the under. He ended up finishing like 25, 26. So yeah, man. Curry sold me last night, but I'm not mad. You said you got so and Curry on bet. You got sold by a hero. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if we had a stinker of the day, like maybe I need to add that. Maybe I need to have a player of the day and then a stinker of the day. Like no funny. Like Tyler Hero was definitely the stinker of the day last night. Like, how you gonna come out and say, "Oh, we not getting swept," and then you put up a performance like that? For one, nigga, who are you to even dictate if we get swept or not? You not dominating no game. On a, like, I don't know. I don't know. You didn't dominate this series. You wasn't dominating in the first 3 games. So I don't even know why Tyler Hero even said that. And on top of that, come out and say you need Jimmy Butler to win, or this team need Jimmy to win. I don't know. I don't know, dog. I don't know. That's a funny comment to me. After the trade, he was like, we go when we got in the locker room or something like that. Da 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 da. We moving forward, and then when the playoffs come, you gonna circle back and say I need Jimmy to win. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we was getting stepped on. So that's who sold my parlay. Player of the day for me, or player of the days. Feel free to drop y'all players of the days in the chat. Player of the days for me, easily Jimmy Butler. In my opinion, I mean, this guy just had a stellar performance. Like it's the little things, that stand out in Jimmy Butler performance, the way he passes the ball, the way he can rebound the ball, the way he can get to the line, the way he can score the ball. And he did that last night. Finished with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, had the game winning rebound. People forget that, like, when Sengun missed, Steven Adams was right there. Like, Steven Adams was right there. Jimmy came in and jumped up and grabbed that rebound. So yeah, man, Jimmy Butler is easily my player of the day for yesterday's game. Yeah, he said he got his joy back. Jimmy Butler, easy, Jimmy. No baseball, folks. Just Jimmy. Anybody from baseball, hockey, before I move forward? Anybody from baseball or hockey? Anybody from baseball or hockey? Bray, what's good, Bray? Yeah, game with a rebound. I just shouted that out for sure. Shout out to the Panthers. All right, shout out to the Panthers. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with this. I believe somebody subscribed this morning. Thank you. We'll go ahead and start it off with and I gotta drop the link for this. Anybody come to the stage as well. Give me 1 second, folks, about that. Sorry. Last night, for anybody who do not know, yes, I host Facts and Stats, but I am a lifelong Heat fan. Been a Heat fan for 21 years. To date now. Wyatt Johnston, 2 goals. Thank you for that, right? Brandon Nemo. Okay, thank you. What did he do though? Somebody said F out of here, it's NBA time. Damn. Who the hell is that? That man said F out of here, it's NBA time. I am a lifelong Miami Heat fan, and I don't think I ever experienced a game like that what I witnessed last night. Panthers scored 3 goals in like 2 minutes. Repeat the years, like 21 years, bro. James Wood home run again, 9 on the year so far. He got 9 home runs in how many games? That's what I care about. It's comments like this that throw me off. How the hell a Grizzlies fan gonna come in here to me and say 55 though? As if they just not just as ass. Like, nigga, we have the same team. Y'all just as ass as the Heat. Only difference is y'all think y'all got a franchise player or 2. We know Hero and Bam not number 1 options. We know that. Y'all think y'all got one. You might want to chill, buddy. You might want to chill, buddy. So, yeah, I mean, you to come in here and say 55 though as a Memphis Grizzlies fan after y'all just got swept too, that's really crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that, to be honest. But Either way, lifelong Heat fan. And probably just witnessed one of the most embarrassing games ever as a Heat fan. Probably that probably is top one. If you want me to be real, that probably I'm about to let y'all on the stage too. That probably is top one. But it was disgusting, man. I mean, it was disgusting. I mean, the effort was terrible. The score reflected that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. It was 22-5 in the first quarter. You know what I did? Listen. You know what I did? I got up on my seat right here. I got up on my seat. I went to go get I went to go get in the shower, and I started cooking dinner at the same time. I made some good rice last night. I had some good shrimp last night with some great mixed vegetables. I had a great dinner. You know what I did after I got out the shower and I ate my dinner? I sat right back in this chair and I watched the whole second half while we were down 50 plus. I watched the second. I watched it just to watch it. Why not? It's my last time watching my team for the year. Why not watch it? It was disappointing. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't even a tough watch. I ain't gonna lie. Only thing I was mad at that Hero was missing so many damn shots. But Hero deficiency showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like the tight pressure and just his offensive limitations and things of that nature. Max Strus, and I said it yesterday in playback why I didn't want to take Hero for 20. Oh, he sold one of my parlays too. Speaking of Hero, he sold one of my parlays. Forgot about that parlay. He didn't get 15 points. And I said yesterday in playback, I didn't want to bet Tyler Hero because I did not think that I knew how Max Strus was going to guard him again and company. And that's full court pressure. And I mean, he couldn't shake it. Now, granted, last night he just missed a lot of open shots, which were all threes. I think he shot 1 for 9 from 3 and 1 for 10 from the field. It's terrible. You can't go out like that and say your team not gonna get swept and you have a performance like that. Granted, the whole team for me, in my opinion, wasn't really nothing to highlight. Especially when a score ends up like that, personally. But realistically, I thought we were going to lose in 5. I tweeted out 6 for some extra hope. And it ended up being 4. I do first and foremost want to start off with giving hats off to Cleveland. The 2 best teams in the league so far this year both swept their first round matchup. So that's impressive. I want to give OKC credit for what they did. I also want to give Cleveland credit for what they did for how they came into the first round matchup and just took care of business. Both teams did that. Cleveland just super duper well balanced. Without Garland, they can still look like a really effective team from an offensive standpoint because they have another guard and Ty Jerome that can come in and make them. Not saying that he's as good as Garland, but he makes them not miss a beat offensively. On top of what Donovan Mitchell does as well. Donovan Mitchell came out and had a better first half. This game, I think last game he only finished with like 13 points, something like that. Was 4 for 14, but he was better to start this game off rip. Jerry Allen was good. Mobley was good. DeAndre was good. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. So they were playing their guys, their bench guys, the whole fourth quarter. The whole fourth quarter. So on the Heat side of things, disappointing, bro. Ware, terrible. Hero, terrible. Duncan Robinson sucks. Hayward Highsmith, he sucks. Jaime Jaquez, I know you only played the fourth quarter or a little bit of the third, fourth quarter. You suck. Andrew Wiggins, you suck. Like, I mean, I'm just being real. If it was up to me, I know you see early outlook on the back end of this little moment right here on the banner scroll on the bottom. If it was up to me, and I'm dead serious, I would just blow the whole entire team up. Honestly and truly, I think we had Bam and Hero. I think we had Bam for like we had Bam since Whiteside days. We had Bam for like 8-9 years. I think Bam been in that Miami Heat guy for like 8 years. Hero been here for like 6. So if it was up to me, like, how much building around them two can you truly do? And then how can you land another big wheel? Like, what's the possibility of that? Now, granted, the Heat do have $60 million in cap space this offseason. Well, not off this offseason, $60 million in expired contracts. I'm sorry, which they can obviously combine to try to land a big fish or whatever the case may be. But I just don't know the realistic possibility of us being able to get a guy to come into Miami, and then on top of that, build around that guy and be able to win a championship. So, I mean, I think we're in a tough spot. I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse of a little bit of what's going on for the Heat right now on the screen. Shout out to Bobby Marks. I love when he posts these. But Projected salary 185 million. Tax threshold 187.8. First April is obviously 195. Second is obviously 207. We have one pick in this year's draft. That's the 20th pick via the Warriors. Lost on a tiebreaker from 18 and 19, ended up with 20. We got a non-tax mid-level exception, the biannual, and we have trade exceptions as well. And then also we have free agents: Duncan Robinson, I believe that's player; Alec Burks, Davion, Drew, Isaiah, Josh, Keldon Johnson. This team is terrible.
Keldon, don't he need Keyshawn?
That's a horrible team.
This team. Let me check my head. Yeah, this team is terrible. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be so. And for me, and I'm just being, and I'm not trying to joke. I'm not trying to be funny, but I would just blow the team up. Like this is the epitome of mismanagement. Like this, I think the Miami Heat over this last 4 years did nothing but mismanage their team and be overly confident in what a Jimmy Butler led team, with obviously some luck on our side, we're doing in the Eastern Conference, making the finals, pushing Boston, having tough series against Boston, and not really having a real number 2 option alongside of Jimmy. So I think they were like, okay, we can do it again. All right, we can do it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we never seen the team really get better or really give Jimmy a real number 2 guy. And that ended up with, now him playing with Stephen Curry, and now we're stuck with Hero and Bam and maybe Ware, and trying to decide what we're going to do. So early outlook for me, I would not pay Tyler Hero the contract he's going to be seeking, rightfully so. These NBA players should seek their money that they feel like they deserve. This is a guy that improved in every single season. I do want to give him credit for that. This is a guy that took one of the biggest jumps in the NBA when going from a 20-point per game guy to a 24-point per game guy while being efficient, while making All-Star games. So I do want to give Tyler Hero credit for that. I don't want to act like, he shouldn't feel like he deserves that money. If you feel like you're eligible for that and that's your max, go out there and seek it, Hero. But I do not believe that he should have paid Jimmy $60+ million because we were not going to be a championship team. I do not think they should pay Tyler Hero $50 million just for the freak of it, to keep him on the fold or to keep him in the mix. That he should trade Tyler Hero. If it comes down to that, I'm pretty sure you'll probably get a draft pick or so, whatever, for that, and a player in return for that. And then at that point, figure out the Bam situation. What are you going to do with Bam? Is he going to be a real focal point for your team from an offensive standpoint? Or is he going to be a guy, and also on him being a focal point, is he going to be a guy that has to deal with the offense and not have the proper point guard for him? Bam has not played with a point guard. I want to make that clear. Bam Adebayo, outside of Goran Dragic, Bam has not played with a point. He's more so like I don't know how Goran Dragic was as a point.
More a combo guard than a
yeah.
So. The closest he had is Kyle Lowry.
Yeah,
that first year.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They need to sit down. I do not want Kevin Durant. I said this for like a month. I don't want KD. Giannis don't even make sense. I will prefer, as a basketball fan, I would like to see Giannis in the Mecca. I would like to see him in the Garden. Giannis doesn't make sense. If they would have landed Giannis somehow, some way, cool. But this team needs to go in a real different direction when it comes to getting young assets or trying to land like Swiper would say, a blue chip guy or a guy that has superstar / star, high-end star potential. Don't think we have that on this roster. Especially from an offensive standpoint, with all respect to Hero and Bam. They don't oppose to be those type of guys from an offensive standpoint. So he need to get a guy, bro. I don't know what patent I'm going to do this offseason, but this is the roster. This is what it looks like. And this is what we're working with. So that's all I really got to say, bro. It was a disappointing loss, disappointing season. One of the most up and down things I ever experienced in my life. Like I said, this was top 2 worst season for me as a Heat fan. The first one was 15-67 when we drafted Michael Beasley. But that season wasn't that bad for me because
that season was better, like in my opinion.
Damn near, because they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
Like, was better in my opinion.
They knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that year perfectly.
Yeah, I remember that year vividly. They took care of it. They did what they needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying, I'm a pass to 11-10 and Lula. We have one first. We have 3 tradable firsts. We have $60+ million in expiring contracts. The quote unquote core out of Bio, Hero, and Ware. They love all 3 of these guys, especially the first 2. And then what to watch? This is some valid question. How do the Heat get their identity back? Like that Heat culture bull crap and it don't look real.
No, Av, don't worry, dog.
It don't look real.
Next year, though, we gonna compete. next year the
What
same
direction?
team. Feel me?
What direction does Miami pick with their expiring contracts? Exactly. Um, do you let that roll off your books? Do you try to get a guy with those expiring contracts and put them all together? That's Duncan, Terry, I don't even feel like thinking. Duncan, Terry, and company. And try to land a guy that's getting paid 40, 50, whatever the case may be. You think of the likes of Kevin Durant, you think of the likes of Giannis. Again, I'm not fans of that moves because it's not putting us in anything different. Like Hero, Katie, Bam, it's not doing nothing personally for me. So the Heat, I just want them to take care of business with Davion Mitchell. Trade Tyler Herro if you have to, if he's forcing the extension, and then proceed with panning out. And
how much is the extension for Tyler Hero?
150, I believe, 150.
150, I think, or
what's wrong?
145.
What's wrong with paying that?
I don't think Tyler Herro should be a $50 million player, not a Miami Heat uniform. For me, like $50 million for Tyler Herro.
It can be for Denver though.
$50 million.
What are you gonna? I mean, I guess what's the option? You just trade him?
That's what I would do. If it comes down to like if he's saying like let's see there, you finish out your contract, we're not gonna give you an extension. When you finish out your contract and you walk, obviously that's not ideal. You never want to get in that situation. You don't want to lose nobody for nothing. Or you trade him if it comes down to it. I just don't see a world. I'm not gonna say I don't see a world. Realistically, the Heat will probably pay him to keep him in the fold, and if they have to trade him after he gets paid, then they'll probably look to trade him. But you just don't want to let him walk for nothing. But for me, I just don't think he's a $50 million player because he's not giving us what we need. He can score, he can get better. But can we look at you as the number one or number two option and bank on you to win games or carry us in playoff series or whatever the case may be? No, not really. So if Tyler Herro's getting 50 plus, and then Bam Adebayo after next season getting 50 plus, then how are we getting a guy? But that's what I'm looking at. Like, how are we getting a guy here on Bam both making 50 plus million? It's not gonna work. And imagine that your two best players are here on Bam making 50 plus million. And you can't bank on either one of them guys to carry your team offensively in a playoff series. Let's be real. I'm just being serious. And that's not even a knock to Bam. You know what I'm saying? Bam is a really damn good player. It's not a knock to Hero either. But that's why I wouldn't do it. Like if anybody getting 50 plus million, you got to be a guy that I can bank on and count on. And this series showed we couldn't. And granted, we're playing a really good Cleveland team, but this series showed even in previous series or seasons as well that Hero's not a guy that we could bank on. Like, can he get us through a regular season? Can he win some games in the regular season? Can he put up really good numbers?
How did it feel for you seeing Max Strus play this well?
I always liked Max Strus, bro. I'm one of the few that like Max over Duncan. I like Max
honestly, and even a more playable playoff player than Tyler Hero.
Oh, Max. Well, no, I'm not getting to the Max Strus and Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero's things.
Well, I think it's more so just fit and money.
Yeah. When you're properly suited on a different one on a team, you can shine better if that makes sense. So imagine if. Well, I don't want to get to that imagination.
He's gotten better as a player too, Max. Like he wasn't this type of player in Miami. He was, solid defensively. All we really asked him to do was, guard and shoot threes. In Cleveland, he's doing much more than that, and that's a credit to Kenny and what he's done in terms of player development for that team. So when Max was here, I'm seeing this guy, do reads off of pick and rolls. Like he's feeding the bigs really well. This is stuff he was never doing in Miami, and that's a credit to him getting better as a player. And then what Kenny has done with that roster. So he's much better than what he was in Miami. So it's a credit to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was it for me, 11-10. I know I was saying a lot though. I guess you can speak to the game or maybe even give an early outlook like I was just doing a little bit.
There's just so many things wrong with this team, this franchise. Like, it's just so many things wrong, To play the first two games on the road as well as we did, game one ended up we lost by 20. Ty Jerome went crazy in the fourth. That is what it is. And then game two, you cut the lead to 2, whatever, you play with fight, whatever, and you come up short. It is what it is. Like, Cleveland is the better team. But games 3 and 4 was just a flat-out embarrassment. In terms of who the Heat pride themselves on being and all of the, quotes that was going on in between games and stuff. And you come out looking like that. And then Tyler Hero saying before game 3, I need Jimmy. When all throughout the season, Hero saying some, slick comments throughout the press, whatever. And then you go out there and you say that in the middle of the series. Nah. and then you put up a stinker in game 3, and then you put up another stinker in game 4. It's just inexcusable. There's a lot of guys on this team that can't do anything with the ball. We have no real advantage creator on the roster. You know, Hero said he wanted to be the guy, whatever. Once again, you had your opportunity to showcase that. You didn't do it. You fell very short. And if you want to sit there and ask for 50 million, and you, based on the comments you said, and then your performance, no, I don't think you can give that guy 50. Not at all. There isn't one side of the basketball that Tyler is elite at per se, which is the justification they gave with Bam and, giving him the money they gave him. At least, Bam is elite on the defensive side of the ball. That's the justification there. But with Hero, it's just like he's not a number one option. He won't be. He's not a good isolation guy. He can't really break anybody down off the dribble. So he has his limitations there. And to me, we're at this point, I don't think anybody's untouchable on the roster. I think everybody got to take a look in the mirror and figure out where they go from here. Like Spo, another guy, like some of the comments he said after the game, I was just like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, you're part of the problem too. I think there's just a lot of things that need to shift philosophy-wise. How we view the team, how we play basketball, whatever, like the roster, things that got to change. And then, I worry too, because I don't think Spo has actually had to coach a young roster. Am I wrong with that?
You say you don't know if he coached a young roster before?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like,
nah, he never
he's always had like vet teams where he can like, oh, this young guy's not playing well. Okay, bench. I'm gonna go put in so and so, whatever. Like, if we're gonna go in this young direction, Spo is gonna have to let the young players kind of play through their mistakes, and Spo is super quick to pull these guys for vets. After the game, they were talking about Spo was talking about the young player development, whatever, and he was talking about Ware and Nico, and particularly for Nico, he was like, "Yeah, I had to keep reminding myself he's only 21. I'm coaching him like he's 25, and next year I'm gonna coach him like he's 30." I'm like, yo, like
He is one.
that is just like, brother, you got to give young guys some grace. Like, there's coaching, and at certain points, it's just a little bit much. And he's always been this way with like young bigs. Like Bam didn't like the way he was coached in his like first couple of years. He had annoyances with Spo when he first started out. Ware's dealing with the same stuff, obviously, and then Nico's been dealing with that stuff. And it's like, those young guys, if we're really going to lean into this young stuff, like, you're going to have to like give those guys grace and coach them through those sort of situations. And when you come over here and talk about, hey, we got young guys here, but I'm going to coach them like they're 25, but they're 30. Meanwhile, Terry Rozier is doing whatever the fuck he want out there. We had periods where Josh Richardson was getting minutes or whatever over guys. And it's just like, it's not equal in terms of the earning the minutes sort of thing. And I think that's a little bit of BS. So if that's the mentality you're going to have, how can I trust Spo to be able to coach a young roster? When shit gets hard a little bit with the young guys, he bench them. He pull them out the rotation. All these sort of things. So I don't know. You need more people that can dribble. Quite frankly, you need more people who can create a little bit, who could do stuff with the ball. The roster sucks. Like Wiggins, Bari should never ever talk basketball again. He says a lot of crazy things, but him whining about Wiggins and Jimmy, crazy to me. Watching Wiggins out there, I feel bad for him too, because to an extent, like, I think he's miscast in the wrong role. We shouldn't be asking Wiggins to create anything. We shouldn't be running ISOs for Andrew Wiggins. He's a play finisher or whatever. That's just who he is. He's not that sort of player. But watching Wiggins have to create one-on-one, try to like drive and create anything, was disastrous. He would look like the wing version of Terry Rozier. He was awful this series. He was awful this series, and then Hero saying, Wiggins he can wear 22, whatever. Bruh, crazy. And then now you crying for Jimmy back, but hey, whatever. Wiggins, I don't think he needs to be on the roster. You got to look to see what you can get for him. Duncan, we had some great times, special memories, but I don't see how he should be coming back next year. Highsmith, I think he's a good player, but I think he'd be more well off on a contender. I think he could help a contender out. But from where we are right now, I don't know. And it just like, I don't know how this team pivots to get into a better situation. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on, does anybody want Wiggins? Does anybody want, Highsmith? Does anybody want Duncan? Anybody want Jaime, Jovic, whatever? And you see what you can do there. But the roster isn't good enough. It's not. You have 3 guys out there that take up, 60 million and can't play or unplayable, particularly Terry Rozier, Wiggins, and Duncan. Those guys eat up so much of your cap, and those guys are awful players. So you're gonna have to move off of that. And Bam hinted that he thinks there are gonna be some changes in the offseason based on what Pat Riley is or whatever. Okay, cool. I'd like to see it. And Bam himself, I think he needs to go in the offseason and he needs to work on just driving, get to the rim. The jump shot stuff is cool, whatever, but that's not something that has been. It's not reliable. And he has to be able to get to the paint, get to the rim, get some rim pressure, figure that stuff out. So it's just, I think they deserved it. I think the organization needed to see something like this. If they would have missed out on the play-in or whatever, they would have deluded themselves into maybe, hey, if we had a full training camp, full off season, this and that and the third, this team could have been in a better situation in terms of seeding or whatever. They needed to get their ass kicked the way they did, and I'm glad it happened because they needed to see it.
I'm so
Pat
glad,
Riley
bro.
needed to see it. Spo needed to see it, and it was a lot of delusion going on in that front office, particularly from Spo in terms of guys he would continuously play in Terry Rozier. He started off the year saying, "Who said Terry and Tyler couldn't work together?" Off of preseason games, he was saying that. So Jimmy burst that bubble as he should have. He wanted his money. He's living better, enjoying basketball again, and he got his joy back. And your former team, has their 2 worst playoff loss back to back. So it's tough. I don't know where they really go from here. I don't think anybody should be labeled untouchable in the franchise. I think everybody should be listened to in terms of offers, because you got to figure out where you go from here. And I don't know, that Terry trade is still looming in terms of, we still have our 2027 pick to Charlotte. So if we never made that Terry move, shit probably looks better in terms of the future, because we would have still had our pick next year and all that stuff. So you wouldn't have your picks tied up and all that
You
stuff.
traded a first for Terry,
Yeah.
unprotected.
It's lottery protected, I think,
Oh,
for 2027. So
That's tough.
yeah. So, Davion, I'd love to have him back. He was the best player in that Jimmy trade, so shout out to him. But I think 80 to 90% of the roster has got to be flipped. And where, he had a really rough series, I expected that. Cleveland has been really difficult for him, and he's a rookie, so that stuff is going to happen. But the only thing I really didn't like about where this series was the effort. You can be out-talented, you're young or whatever, that's cool, but the effort stuff was just really, really, really bad. I think he had one good quarter, I think, of just playing hard. So you can't have that, especially in playoff basketball. You go out there, you play hard, you make mistakes. It is what it is. You're a rookie. No hard feelings there. But the lack of effort and stuff, I didn't like to see. So, yeah, I think that's it. I would say. So they got what they deserve, bro. Now we got to see what they do next. But I don't know. I don't have no faith in it. I'll tell you that much.
They're Spo said, and I think Hero said it after the game, that we got humbled. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, hearing you say you don't know what to do, Heat fans, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be so serious. And listen, I ain't a Heat fan myself, but I promise you, it's only one option. We have to trade Hero and Bam and take advantage of being in control of our own first round pick in the 2026 draft and pan out and get a guy. There are 3 guys that you can build your team around this upcoming draft. I promise you, it's 3: Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, and AJ DeBanter. That Miami Heat have one option. If you want to get back into being a good team, and granted, we never tank. We're not a tanking team. We just don't do it. But
If they're not going to do it,
if you want to go in a different direction, which is the smart direction for the future of your team, if you mean to tell me your 2 best players are here on Bam, and you still get mollywop like that on your home court, then what is the point of having this team, them 2 as your 2 best players, if you can't even get a game off that Cleveland team? Not saying Cleveland's a bad team, but you couldn't even get a game. You got beat like that. This wasn't no 5-point loss. These are not 10-point losses. These are 30 to 50-point losses, 30 to 60-point losses. So the only option for Miami Heat, in my opinion, is trading Hero and Bam this offseason, recoup some draft capital. You actually get a pick in that 27 draft as well. That's your forfeiting your pick to Charlotte, and then you the 26 pick, and hopefully that's a top 5 pick, and then get one of them guys, and then build around from that standpoint. But that's the smartest thing.
My fear is Spo, bro. That's my fear. Spo, you scaring me, bro. I mean, he's been scaring me, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. The offense stuff is crazy to me. He looks like a fossil out there coaching.
he looks
And
outdated.
it's crazy to me because, like, the team dead quit on him. 2 games back to back, game 3, game 4. They look like they quit on Spo.
They did. Daniel,
I ain't never seen nothing like that. So, and you heard Spo making all these comments. We're gonna keep forging. Don't let go of the rope, whatever. Them niggas let go of the rope. Game 3 and game 4, they ain't care no more. They was fed up.
Man,
on my father.
Nah, you good.
Which y'all think happened first, realistically? They blow it up, get rid of Bam, get rid of Hero, or fire Spo?
Blow it up, probably.
Blow it up.
Then that's a great question, Byron.
That's a good question. But blow it up.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. Spo, with all due respect, can never get fired. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he'll never get fired. He been in the organization for too long. They love him too much, and they you know what I'm saying. And we all love him too, but this is obviously one of his worst years. But I think it'd be
making roster decision
too.
I'm scared, bro. That's Spo.
Hero gonna get that extension, bro.
You did say something good though, 11-10, about Spo when it comes to young guys, because we never seen him with a team with having to build from the ground up. You got. There's
only one young guy that Spo is just let do whatever he want, and that's Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
it's him. But any bigs or anything like that, he don't give them no sort of grace.
Yes,
none.
Yes,
Beasley got benched with UD. He benched Beasley for UD. All these sort of things. Bam had his issues, whatever. Spo has never really had to coach bigs, quite frankly. Never.
As I'm sitting here thinking about it more and more, I just don't. I really think they go in the other direction, because if you got to think about it, if they didn't want to pay Jimmy for, basically they didn't want to pay, in my opinion, they didn't pay Jimmy because they didn't think that we can win a championship with this current iteration of the roster. So then if you roll into the playoffs and say you got humbled and got stepped on by the Cavs the last 2 games, and then you still have her on Bam, what does your future look like then? If you can't get another guy, you have Hero and Bam, and with them 2 of your 2 best players, you're not getting nothing from that. Why give Hero $50+ million for the F of it, and then you still have Bam? Hold on, Lolo, and then you still have Bam getting paid $50+ million in like a season, like for like 2-3 years as well, and then after next season. So I think the smartest thing to do is you trade Hero and Bam, you get a pick back in that 27 draft. You're gonna get more picks anyway. You can get more than 1 pick, but you trade both of them, flame out for this 26 season. You still gonna have Ware, and then use that first round pick on whoever you get, and then go from there. Like that, I don't know. That's what I'll do, bro. I think that's the smartest thing for the Miami Heat to do. And then on top of that, you're just not giving out money, and whether you're luxury tax or whatever the case may be, you're just not doing that for no reason. So I don't know. I think that's a smart thing for Miami Heat to do if they want to circle back and rebuild, because you look at all these other teams and how they got to where they are now, or whatever the case may be. They all flamed out or was just terrible and got a guy, and now they're probably projected to be better than the Heat. The Pistons and the Magic are probably projected to be better than the Heat for the foreseeable future. And they are led by 2 number 1 picks, and that's Paolo and K. Granted, everybody don't get the number 1 pick, but also you can be smart and trade for a guy that you can believe can lead your team or lead your offense, i.e. Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, look what he's doing for them. And then on top of that, after you get that young guy, you then get a star player in Siakam and continue to draft young guys, Mathurin, Nembhard, etc. So the Heat need to go into that build of a team. The Rockets as well, the team that I can shout out. The Utah Jazz have the Blazers, another team that I can shout out. Like the Heat need to go into that direction and just give up on the whole Jimmy Hero Bam thing. Jimmy's already out the picture now. Give up on Hero and Bam too. Like that's the smartest thing for the Miami Heat to do, in my opinion. I don't know. That's what I would do.
That's why I said I don't think anybody untouchable right now. I think
Yeah.
you got to look at everything that you got, and this because this is where you at. This is where you at. You wanted this. This is where we at. So you gotta look at every option here. So we'll see what they do, but I just don't. I don't know what avenue you could really do to help this whole Bam and Hero build or whatever.
Exactly.
You just got to look at everything. Nobody's untouchable to me. I think you just got to look at it all. So
And sign everybody back. To be honest,
you said what?
No funny.
sign everybody back. That ass.
Why?
No. Oh, go ahead, Mama.
Dog, like it's been like this every year. Like they believe they could run this shit back so
Why? So why are
bad.
you? So do you believe in it though, gang? Like why are you saying
Hell
sign
no, no,
everybody? So
no,
why are
no,
you
no.
saying sign
Not being
everybody back?
Yeah,
sarcastic,
like
because
Yeah, but
not
this is a
ever.
serious
This team,
conversation, and you want to come in and be sarcastic though. Like,
Are you trying to
no,
get
no, no.
everybody fired or something? Because then that might be the serious thing.
Well,
no,
that
he's
too,
being
G.
sarcastic / trolling, gang.
Well, that too, bro. Because yo, like, though this
they got to
fan
expose
base
some
and
coaching
this
too.
front
Like
office F is like so delusional and oblivious. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what do they see that I don't, bro? Like, this entire team is just like Ev. I don't know, bro. Like, probably it's me, bro. I'm tripping. Like, bro, I'm harsh. You know, like I'm this and that, bro. I don't know, bro. But this team, bro. Though we had a lottery, though we had a lottery, though we had a lottery pick. Nah, y'all, let's go on a fake run in the end of the season and let's make playoffs. You know, like this be the first 10th seed and play in 1, 2, 3 play in. You feel me? Though we gonna play the Cavs. We about to be 7 game series. I'm like, yeah, all right. Bro, I'm in the space. Though them boys really believe that yo we could play with the Cavs. I'm like, yeah, sure. And look what happened. 55. But it should have been 75, to be honest with you. I'm like, hey.
Yeah,
I do think making the offs though, it gives them the opportunity to choose their future. Because now you can blow it up and be shit in peace in 2026 if you decide to go that route.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you didn't make the offs and you keep your lottery pick, you kind of sort of need to be competitive because you wouldn't have it next year because OKC would have it, and obviously you don't want to give OKC top 5,
Exactly.
top 10, whatever pick. But now you have the freedom to kind of choose your direction this offseason. Will they do it? I don't know, but they have the option.
They're gonna go. They're gonna go swinging. They're gonna call Katie. They're gonna call. They're gonna check in on Giannis. They're gonna go swinging. Just and then they might if that fails because we've been swiping out like the last 4 years. Shit, we've been swiping out. But if
And
that
I be
fails,
seeing Heat fans floating like trading Bam for Giannis. Giannis is not coming here if Bam is not here. Like that's not happening. They have the same agent. They're cool, whatever. Like Giannis is not choosing Miami to play with Tyler Hero and not Bam. Like it's just not happening. So I don't think that should be floated out there. But hey, if it does happen, cool, I guess. But I just don't see Giannis coming here if
Like,
Bam
bro,
not
this
here. Like
team is
that's
funny,
just not
bro.
real to
I
me.
think we got blessed. I think we got lucky. Also in a way, at multiple times in the last 15 years, one LeBron James, Bosh, and Wade, and then Jimmy coming out saying he wanted to be here. You know, I think we got blessed and lucky, and also Dame, but obviously we didn't complete that mission. So um, now Dame said that because of Bam and Jimmy, right? I don't see another player at this moment coming here to this current Miami Heat team and so yeah, I'm gonna go to the Heat because Bam Adebayo was there. Like, yeah, you can want to play with Bam, but you also want to win a championship. And you put yourself on a team with Bam and maybe Hero or Bam and whoever else the case may be. I don't know if that's winning the championship. So I don't know, man. I done laid out numerous times what the smart thing for the Miami Heat to do. If I was the owner of that team, if I was in them talks with Pat, Mickey, Alonzo, Spo, and company, I know where route I'm going. And that's taking like 11-10 made it a good point. The Heat now control their own faith in what they want to do. I will flame out, I will pan out, and it's something that we never seen the Heat do before, but I will accept it though. They should accept it. Okay, we gave it a go. We gave it a chance. We done made this was a great run. We had a good core. We done made numerous finals. We done made da. But you got to go another direction, and you got to think about the future, and not just give out money just to give out money. That's why you didn't want to pay Jimmy, by the way. Not just give out money just to give out money. So focus on that 2026 draft. I'm so serious. Focus on that 2026 draft, Heat fans, and I'm there too.
And much love to Kevin Love. I
the
saw
phrase
that
that's okay, brother.
pregame with his hug with Tristan Thompson
Yeah,
losing his pop. So I know it's been tough for him this year. I know he was going through like personal reasons, and he wasn't with the team a lot for his personal reasons. So much love to him because
for
that
real,
was
much
that was
love to
pretty
you.
sad to see. So,
I
but
was going to
hey,
just add that it's like the only opportunity for them to make that improvement or grab that star was Dame, and it's like they had no backup plans after that. Like it was Dame or bust, like that. And maybe that's me being premature or reading the situation wrong, but that's what it felt like when we were there. At least it felt like it was Dame or bust, and if it wasn't Dame, they had no real plans to make that roster better. They were content.
that's how it's been. Anytime the whole issue with the Jimmy era for me is that they always went star hunting when honestly all they really needed was marginal moves to get better. And they would spend the entire offseason trying to get the whale, KD or Dame or whatever, and not make any move. And then they're sit there and they're stuck with the same roster that they had the previous season because they didn't want to make marginal moves. A lot of times teams they get over that hump or whatever by making the marginal moves. You get guys that fit what you do and they help you out. Like Luca, they traded for PJ, they traded for Gafford, and then they went to a finals. They had a finals run. Sometimes all you really need is just some marginal moves around the edges to complete, your roster. And every single time they just used up their entire offseason waiting for a whale that wasn't coming.
Yeah, because it's like if the well's not going to come, you still can improve the roster, and that was one of my biggest things. I think you just pointed to that 11-10. It's just like you're not making the little moves to make us better, like a backup big or a shooter or actual guard. And then the ones that they did make were fucking Terry Rozier. Like the best move, I guess, from a guard perspective was Lowry for that 1 year before the injury.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened when we signed PJ. PJ was really good with us. Those type of role players, always kind of help the team, and we never really focused on that. It was always, oh, let's go whale hunting and strike out every single time. Like the Celtics, they went and got KP and Drew, got them over the hump. Like if you can get marginal moves here and there, it's going to help your team. Considering what Jimmy was able to do with, um, you know, undrafted guys, quote unquote, whatever. Like you get some other talented role players in here that can help you out. Like who knows what would have happened? But hey, strike out on the whales every single time. So
Hmm.
that's what it's been.
Yep. So that's that.
Dog, this is so sick. I ain't gonna lie, this is sick.
Ain't nothing to be mad. It's nothing to be mad at.
Not
Honestly,
nothing to be mad at, but I'm just saying it's sick.
I'm just looking forward to the future and seeing what they're going to do. Um, I'm not that mad at them making the playoffs because, granted, I would have preferred to have two top 20 picks. But I said this numerous times. Once the pick more likely fell out the top 10, I'm not mad at it. I do think Jeremiah Fears was a guy that could have stepped in and helped accelerate or got accustomed to the game pretty quickly and also
Mhm.
been a good point guard in the NBA. I think Jeremiah Fears would have been really damn good for wearing Bam. But once the Heat won that 6-game winning streak, it took us from like 8 to 11. So we probably would have missed out on him. So like it is what it is. Either way, you can be right back in the situation next year. And like I said, it's a lot of teams in the East that's probably gonna be better than us. And if you want to be real, a team that didn't make the play that's probably gonna be better than us next year is the Raptors. The Raptors can be better than the Miami Heat next year. And that's just a hard on honest truth. Because why? They have what I said the Heat don't have. They're gonna be rolling out here with Scotty, Ingram, Jakob, quickly RJ, Grady, Jacoby, and
Mhm.
the rest of the young guys that they have on their roster. Um, while we're in this having to play Duncan and just if they there next year, Duncan, Cherry, Highsmith again, and company. You know what I'm saying? They're just not that good of a team, man. So the Raptors can be
One,
better than us next year. The Bulls can be better than us again in the win column next year. The Hawks are probably better than us again next year, as far as wins. And the Sixers are going to be better than us next year. So honestly, either way, the Heat are going to be a bottom 5 East team, regardless. If you
one,
want, if you
two,
want to be
three
real,
playing, dog. That's crazy. One, two,
Yeah, that's
three
what I'm
playing.
saying. Make losing the offs, bro. Hey, getting Fears wasn't gonna guarantee us to be better than what we were this year. I'll tell you that.
Now it's gonna be like some
And
of a step
OKC
up
gonna get a
here.
nice little lottery pick if that was the case. But hey, it's tough.
Mm.
And Hero, there's nothing he can do in the regular season that's gonna move me anymore. Respectfully, The off stuff it just hasn't panned out since the bubble. That was his best playoff run, but since then it's just been really up and down with him. And I'm gonna forever be bitter. We had guys we could have went after that we didn't because they wanted to keep Hero and all this stuff. But what a waste! What a waste of an era! What a waste of an era, man.
Yep. And then you got Pat there with a blank face, Mickey there with a blank face, just crossing their arms and yep, and not doing shit per
I
usual.
can't wait to see what Pat's saying in his little presser. Can't wait to see what he's saying, bro. And
Yeah,
I hope they
I ain't gonna lie.
actually ask him questions, like for real, press him,
Pat will pay for
because they
his
never
sins, bro,
press him.
y'all. I ain't
They
gonna lie,
never
bro. You gonna
press
pay for
Pat.
his sins, bro. You gonna pay for his sins. He gonna pay. That shit, wow. And then you got Tyler, though. He about to get signed up again in a few months. Yep. Like all this shit gonna be wild.
But
Yep. So that's
For the Cavs perspective though, I think Cavs Pacers would be a fun series. So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, it's going 7 games for sure.
yep. So that's that. Shout out to the Cavs. That was an early outlook on the Miami Heat. Obviously, I'm going to continue the What's Next series this off season on all NBA teams after the postseason concludes. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, man, that puts an end into the up and down Miami Heat season. That puts the end to it.
You think that? So you think the Tyler Bam era is over?
I don't know. It's not over, but for me, it'll be over. But I know it's not over though. Yeah, but for me, I want to make that clear. For me, if they're smart and they don't just want to pay just to pay, Milo, stop. And they don't just want to pay just to pay. I would just trade them both. And if you don't want to trade both, if you want to keep Bam and just say, okay, even with Bam on the roster, we're going to probably flame out anyway. Yeah, that's smarter too. Like I'm not just saying just trade Bam, just trade Bam, but I just think that trading both push you to get more capital as much as possible, and then also give you a direction to then eventually build around, or get a guy in the 26 draft and then build from there. So that's what I would do. But again, like I said, you can trade Hero and keep Bam and Ware and still be a bottom 5 team in the league and then still get one of them guys in the draft regardless. But for me, I would just trade both because I think we'll get more value and assets when it comes to trading Bam than Hero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who knows what Hero we get on open market from a team like in a trade. So I don't know. That's what I would do though. Mazak, you're funny, dude. Immediately following this, y'all do not forget we will be talking about the NFL draft that took place. Kings to hire Doug Christie as their next head coach. Shout out to Doug Christie. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the backcourt. Mike Bibby, right, Swiper? Doug was in that backcourt.
What?
Doug Christie was in the backcourt. Mike Bibby, right?
Yeah, Doug Christie, Bobby Jackson. That was Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber,
Chris Webber. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So he's the Kings next head coach. Congrats to Doug Christie, man. Next game that we're going to talk about from last night. Y'all, we're not going to hear from no Rockets fans until the series over. OG tweeting out he got school today. Don't look for me and all type of stuff. Like we're not going to hear from no Rockets fans until the series is over. It is what it is. One, I enjoyed the hell out of this.
No, dog.
Yeah, it's nasty.
You're not gonna get no. Did you send the invite out?
OG not gonna come in here, man. And the other Rockets fans today, they said they're not coming in here till the series over. They said that after game 1, though. I want to make that clear. They said after game 1, they're not here until the series is over. So I ain't gonna reach out to them. But it is what it is, man. Maybe
wait, how you let people come in your space and put their feet up like that and kick dirt off, and then when it comes time to clean it up, the series not over.
They said the series not over. They said they're gonna come here when the series is over, though. If they say they're not gonna come here after the series is over, or they didn't come here when the series is over, then yeah, I feel you. I gotta wait too,
bro. But you got Will tweet on the time like the shit is already over.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'm going off what he said. So if you don't come here when the series is over, it is what it is, So then I raise my eyebrows.
I'm about to tell OG myself. Could talk about he got school. He retired. He ain't got nothing to do. Let me text him right now.
We're not gonna hear from no Rockets fans, and that's okay for the moment. It is what it is. It's a little lame. You can't come out there and pump your chest all crazy and go down 1-3, and then that's that. Now this is what it is. One, if you want me to be real with you, no disrespect. First and foremost, let me start off with the good. one good thing. This is really great experience for this Rockets team. I want to make that first and foremost. I want to make that clear. This is great experience for this Rockets team, and we've seen Sengun even allude to that in the presser, saying that, this is a good experience for me. I'll make that shot next time, whatever the case may be, or I'll get better and better, he said. Good experience for this Rockets team, obviously super duper young, and at times throughout the game or games, they looked inexperienced. I want to make that clear. And I knew, and again, I knew that's what this series was going to come down to. And no disrespect, Rockets fans, this is why everybody inside of Fact and Stats picking against you guys in the first round, no matter who you guys played. Again, Rockets fans, no disrespect. This is exactly why for that thing, because when it comes down to the actual offense from a half-court setting, that was a weak spot for you guys, and also the experience. Now, granted, again, I'm going to say another good thing. Sengun put the team on his back in the second half when it comes to scoring because Draymond was in foul trouble. I want to make that clear as well. But he also did get Draymond in foul trouble too. I think I like 2,000 Draymond personally. So I do want to give him credit for that. He made some good moves on Draymond. But Sengun had a really good second half. He had 21 points in the second half. So I want to make that loud and clear. But it didn't even the Thompson twin, he had a lot of a good buckets in transition in that fourth quarter as well. But outside of that, the offense wasn't there throughout the whole entire game. Where did the offense come from in that game? Sengun and Fred. Fred shot the lights out. Is that reliable? Is that something they can bank on for multiple games in the series? No, clearly not. That was Fred VanVleet's third time making over 5 field goals in the game since January 29th. Third time.
Bro, what?
Third. No, that's a real stat.
We said that going into the series. Yeah,
Nah.
That's a real stat. That's the third time making over 5 field goals in a game since January 29th. That's 15 plus games played. Third time.
Wow.
But how do you? But this is what I'm saying. The whole, I've been interacting with that community for a while now, and I remember when they drafted Amin Thompson and Shagun, they were big up in talking about. They told me day one, well, you know what I mean, Shagun and Amin, they're gonna have more pick and roll IQ than Jokic and Murray, and come playoff time, and this is after the draft. They're just going heavy, championship, woo. And then even Jalen Green, constantly, Jalen Green, he's going to be our starter, high and lows, boom. But he got all the potential in the world. Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, going through the roster 1 through 10, and I'm just and then even when you came into the, when they came into some of the spaces and stuff, I'm saying I feel if you're gonna bring that kind of energy though, because most of their stuff was hinted on bias, they're and acknowledge some not acknowledge, but just pure bias of this is what we are, this is why, because we just believe they're gonna do it, but not really a lot of it based on what's happening on the court. And so I'm saying that it was pure delusion for them, not pure, but a lot of it was just delusion of the team that boosted them to believe that Amin once Amin Thompson was collectively, not just one, was collectively stated to be the best player in the series because of what he would do to Steph. I mean, I just think that's okay, so you just first off, a defensive player, not a non-offensive player, being the best player in a playoff series sounded wild anyway. But then for it to have gone this badly, where Steph Curry has by far been the best player on the court, and then both of the games Jimmy Butler's played in, he's been excellent.
Yeah.
So everything that we've said now, Sengun, I think he's proved a lot. Sengun has proven he's tough.
Okay.
Yeah, he's mentally, he's there. He's aggressive. He's not the best shot maker in the world, Jordan, but he's still 30 and 10 is a big deal, for a first year playoff player. I think Tari's had some really good moments, but bro, they're the worst offensive team in the playoffs have.
Yeah.
And that's why they're losing. They're the worst shooting team in the playoffs, and that's why they're losing. And I think some of this is just I feel we had all these conversations going in. And remember, one of the things they kept pressing everybody in here about was, where did you have the Rockets going into the regular season? Well, none of us had them being a top 4 seed, or at least top 3 or 2 seed. And then that was the whole pushback, well, if you didn't shut up, basically, if you didn't have them then that high or whatever, didn't have us in the playoff, then you can't speak on us. And it's we'll be back here after we do this and this. Don't speak on us until then. And it's bro, I don't know, man. It's a lot of aggression. But then now, that things have kind of calmed down, and it's 3-1, or it's 2-1, or it's 1-1. It's just very the energy is just not there and not the same at all. Like, and to the point where it was like disrespectful. And now it's just like, just nobody.
I hear everything you said, and I echo damn near everything you said. And I try to tell them, like, just because we didn't have y'all winning 50 games and y'all did, or just because we didn't have y'all doing this and that and y'all did, that does not mean that what we're saying is false about your offense or about your team. They were on a high horse, and I told them, like, y'all will get humbled. I'm expecting to hear, and I'm a name drop. I'm expecting to hear from Will. I'm expecting to hear from J-Dub. I'm expecting to hear from DeAndre. I'm expecting to hear from OG.
Kale, gotta hear from Kale.
Kale, my God. I'm expecting to hear from Kale. You know what I'm saying? I'm name dropping, so I don't think I'm not
Process protector.
Yes, process. I'm saying y'all name directly, fellas. So as soon as this week, because the series could be over in the next game, or even if not on Friday, if that game is on Friday.
I'm not gonna hold you. I gotta hear from Process Protector today.
Yeah, so we'll see. I hit a process today, and yesterday we was talking. All he said to me is, "Well, you were wrong about the Lakers series."
Nah. And we came in here and talked about it. So
but like Swiper said, super. I was impressed with Sengun game yesterday. The way
he had a better playoff game than Sabonis has ever had, by the way.
Yeah,
or playing game. Like, that's
the way they're making it a point of emphasis to give him the ball, and he did not shy for the moment. He attacked whether it was post, whether it was Looney. It got so bad they had to put Jackson Davis in the game. That didn't make a difference. Jimmy seen some of them. Whoever it was, Sengun made a point of emphasis to score the basketball. Now, granted, like Swiper just said, the touch was off, so you'll see 12 for 28. And when it comes to the half court setting, my question mark came from the 3-point shooting. Like, did anybody pick it? They were 11 for 23 from three. 11 for 23 from three. They only shot 23 threes. Why? Because they're a 3-point shooting team. What was some of the best lineup this series? Credit to them for this, by the way, was Adams and Sengun. And then maybe even a Thompson twin. Not a 3 guy that cannot shoot the 3 ball. 3. Not saying Sengun can't do it, but you're not worried about it for the most part at this moment in his career. On top of that, this is back-to-back games in the playoffs. So listen, not only are you an inexperienced team, you're not a 3-point shooting team. You don't have no real creation from a guard standpoint in the half court. But then you can't convert your free throws either. This is back-to-back games where the Rockets missed 10 or more free throws in a playoff game. They was 19 for 31 yesterday, 61%. And I think in the previous game, like 14 for 25, something like that. I don't feel like looking at the numbers. Matter of fact, it's right here. Let me not be lazy. They in that third game 3, they were 14 for 24. So back-to-back games in the playoffs. Let me say they did in game 2. They won game 2, so they probably was good. Back-to-back games in the playoffs where they missed 10 or more free throws. You can't win like that when you're not a good 3-point shooting team. You don't have a guard that offers upside from an offensive creation standpoint. I'm not going to a guard. Don't have a good half-court offense, and then you're not shooting from the free throw line pretty good either. So.
And it's made worse by, I don't know if it's because they're facing Rockets defense, but part of it is that makes it more glaring about their offense. The Warriors offense, to me, just watching it ain't all that either. And so to not be able to score enough to just at least win 2 of these games so far, especially that game without Jimmy, it just is a marker where they are, bro. Like, because credit to the Rockets defense, I think that's a lot to do with it. But the Warriors offense creation-wise, it's really Jimmy, Steph, and then you relying on Draymond to command the movement offense and get open looks for other guys. Pods can do something here and there, have a game here and there, but I wouldn't stamp him as a third guy yet, even though he's been better second half of the season. So there's opportunities to, if you can score and shoot the ball relatively well, to take advantage of this Warriors team. They don't have the guys to do it.
Yep. Like Jordan Wilson just in the chat, 3 for 12 when guarded by Draymond for Sengun, and 9 for 16 when guarded by everybody else. And then what's up, Swipe, my bad.
Jordan, how you feel about not you, Jordan Wilson, Jordan Woods? How do you feel about how Steph played yesterday?
I thought he was. I thought he didn't force it. I thought it was one of them games where they definitely keyed in on him more. They were definitely more aggressive with him, physical with him. But I thought he also just didn't force it because, quite frankly, look who you going against. Like, he didn't have to. It's not one of these teams where you feel like we got to go out there and score 120 or I got to go match bucket for bucket. You just stay in the game. Eventually, they're going to bog down. Don't force it. And you be you'd be cool. But he had some turnovers. But I thought I wasn't. I'm not really gonna criticize Steph from yesterday. They did what they need to do to win.
I do want to say real quick though. One thing I just checked. They shot back free throw line in game 1 as well. The 3 out of 4 games this series, they missed 9 or more free throws. I want to make that clear. And you just not winning a series like that. You're not a good free throw shooting team. Don't got a good half court offense. Don't got a guard that can create for his own self for the most part. But Jalen Green is not doing that. And then whatever else the last thing I said was just comment on that Steph question. One before I know I start off on the Rockets. Credit to Pods. Big credit to Buddy. Buddy hit a big ass 3 on the right wing in that fourth quarter. Credit to Buddy. Maybe and even credit to Post, for his contributions as well. But to focus on the Steph thing real quick, this goes to what you just said about the offense. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He didn't force it, yeah, but he couldn't get off anyway, though. Like I ain't gonna lie, the way that zone defense was clamps. Like it was a zone / box and one, but it was a zone. Like when Steph would run through, one guy will follow him, and then sometimes Steph will get into the corners with Steven Adams or Sengun on him, and then it will go back to the zone with Thompson or Jalen or Fred, whoever back at the top. But then Steph couldn't really get off. So what the Warriors did to counter that in the second half, they would have that one screen at the top for Steph, whether it was Draymond, Post, whoever, and then another person would set another screen. So it was double screens with Steph running over. And you remember one of the last 3 that he shot was like an air ball on the left wing. And I was coming off of a double screen. So that's what the Warriors did to counter this a mini counter. But other than that, like you said, he didn't force nothing. But then again, he couldn't get his game off anyway. So I do want to give the Rockets credit from a defensive standpoint. And like you just said, the Warriors offense is just not that good either, to be honest. Like Paz just had a game. Like Paz had a game, so you really got to give Paz and Buddy credit for that. And then on top of that, Jimmy Butler. What did he do in the fourth quarter? Let me get them numbers real quick.
Paz doesn't have games and they face a good offensive team. I think they lose more often than they win. Me personally. Opinion.
And then Jimmy in the fourth, he had 14.
So. But if I raise you something, Jordan, that Pods doesn't have a game, but Moody hits 2 to 3 threes, or we have a good 2P game including that, or a good Buddy game including that, then I don't think you necessarily need Pods if Steph is playing at the level. But if Steph is playing at the level he played right now, then I'm
talking about consistently though. When you face a better equipped teams, I think than this one. I think you're gonna need a consistent.
I think I'm a little like thinking forward in a series. I don't know if Pods has a good series against the Wolves defenders, but I could see Buddy get his 3 going, Moody get his 3 going, Post get some easy buckets. I think it's going to vary every night, and that's what I've been kind of consistent with in terms of the roster and the others. Like I just think it varies every night. And to me, it always starts with what are Jimmy and Steph doing? When one of them not playing good, we do need them Pods or Buddy or et cetera, to come in and get some of that production. But I also don't think, and this is me just watching the game, I don't think Steph was bad or anything. Like I didn't even know he only had 17. Like watching the game, I did see that zone give him issues, but he had some big ass shots. Like he honestly did. So I don't know. But I was gonna say to the point though, Ev, they lost the Fred game, and I knew he was gonna have one of these. I don't see how they can win this. Like regardless of when the Fred game happened, losing that game to me means you're losing the series. That's the game when he shoots 7 threes.
I think he hit 8.
Like 8. That I kept saying they're gonna have one of those games. Like all respect to Fred and how ass I think he is, he's going to have one of those games. To lose that game specifically, where Fred gets 7 threes and Curry has 17, series over with.
Yeah,
but this is why I think,
and regardless if they were up 2-1 swipe or if it was we were down 1-2, like you losing that game and even if it was 2-2 right now, that's the game you cannot lose.
Well, this is why I think Jimmy was so big. Jimmy had 14 points in the fourth quarter. Pods had 5. Steph was only 1 of 4. Like,
yeah,
he was nowhere to be seen in the fourth quarter. And so I think
he did hit that big 3 though. But
that was to put him up 4. I think something like that. Like, it was a huge shot in the corner. So but I think that's the thing, right? Like getting another guy that can, I think, play at that level, especially because Steph can wax and wane. He's not an MVP player anymore. But like he's still an all-NBA player, but he still has those moments where he'll, just kind of disappear. And I think having Jimmy, and I don't know why they were so bad on Pods, bro. Bro, remember going into the series, I told you I think Pods could have a good series. He's been playing well from like the end of March all the way through this point. I think he's a smart player. He's having a bounce back year from last season. He just does a lot of things really well. I thought the defense, Ev, if you watch that last 5 minutes of the game, he had that block on I think it was Fred.
Yeah,
he played like
him.
Really tough defense for about 10 seconds, and then Fred beat him. He didn't foul him or nothing like that, and blocked him from behind. It was just a really good play. Then Draymond had to stop, but then Jimmy Butler made some incredible defensive plays. They have like an elite defensive core, and that's why like when we went to the series and they were just talking about how good the Rockets defense was, I was just like, I don't know why Butler and Draymond are just being like talked about like they're not better than anything the Rockets have personally.
Said Amin was a better defender. Like
niggas was arguing I'm the best player in the series game.
in the world,
defender.
in the world. In the league.
But outside of that, I think
hold on, Jordan Wilson, real quick. Now go ahead, T.
I was just gonna say outside of that though, I always try to give credit to guys I shit on. Shout out Buddy Hield, bro. I did not like him as an Indiana Pacer, regardless
And
of
while
his
we talking about
39% from
niggas
three.
giving niggas credit that we shit on, go on throw some of that S and goon for all you niggas. All
Nigga, can you talk about Jalen Green?
One,
We actually did that
I ain't talking
7
to
minutes
you, nigga.
ago.
Me and you ain't got nothing to say.
We did that
Like I told
already.
you yesterday.
You told me and you ain't got nothing to say.
Hold on, T. Nigga, me and you ain't got nothing to say. You ain't looking for no new friends, and I ain't neither. So me and you stay out of my way, and I'll stay out your way. That's what I'm on. Because when I'm in here, and I'm saying some shit, if I'm getting loud for real, I'm getting loud for real. I ain't on no for no internet trying to make a nigga laugh. I'm on some real shit. So if I think a nigga trying to take it down with me, then that's where I'm going. I'm on the next level. I'm not gonna be sitting on no stage with a nigga I don't fuck with at all. So that's what I'm on. So you stay out my way and I'll stay out your way. Now, like I was saying, all you niggas just said a whole bunch of shit. But if a nigga top scorer on the team has a 7 and an 8 and a 9, the rest of that shit don't matter. The rest of the shit don't matter. The nigga had a later egg in 3 out of the 4 games. He had a 7, he had an 8, and then he had a 9 when we really needed it. Nigga, we ain't finna win no game like that, and your niggas ain't gonna win no game like that. But you niggas are one, all you niggas around here told me that nigga was the one, and Sengun we need to do something with, because he was a flop.
I
Niggas
said
don't
both
know
them
shit
niggas
on
was ass.
expert ass niggas. Niggas don't know a bitch ass thing. Always talking, don't know shit. And hell, I heard you a second ago talking about it's kind of lame that niggas ain't in here. Why you didn't do that shit at the game too?
I didn't say that, by the way.
I
OG,
heard
you just say
say
you heard. You just say you heard me. OG, how you gonna say you heard me? Then you quote me wrong. OG, Swiper was looking for them folks, and Jordan Woods was looking for them folks. Or brought up some names, and I said, bro, they said they're not coming here till the series is over. So I'm not looking for them right now. But I did say OG, J-Dub, Will, Kale, and DeAndre. I'm looking forward to hearing from them after the series is over. OG, I didn't say they lame for not being here right now because I already understood. Or say y'all not coming here they already said it. They're not coming here after the series is over. OG, that's literally what I said word for word. OG, literally what I said word for word.
I could have swore I heard you say something about it's kind of lame, but I could have sworn that's when I came in here.
I don't think it's lame because it's expected. It's expected.
I could have heard. Nigga, I've been in here every motherfucking game.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, nigga.
Why would I be talking every motherfucking game?
Why would I be talking about you?
Ain't been in here win and lose.
Why would I be talking about you? If they were fact and stats regulars, yeah, I'm with you. But they're not fact and stats regular. You're a fact and stats regular. I'm not talking about you. I know I'm gonna hear from you. Now, granted, you was on comedian time this morning saying you got class and this and that and that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't know if I was gonna see you today. But when you came here, my eyes lit up. It's a good thing to see you in here. Now, for one, we just gave Sengun credit. Me, Swiper, I think even Jordan Wood, we just gave Sengun credit. Like nobody here got nothing against Sengun, OG. We think he had a really good game yesterday against guys that was not Draymond Green. Can we admit to that?
He's had a good series for his first playoffs. So he hasn't been the issue. Like.
Oh, the class moment with the shot at Jordan Wilson. Okay, cool, whatever. But yeah, we just gave. I think
I was over here wondering like how y'all didn't catch that he was clearly on the shot.
You came in on the back end, OG. I gave Sengun credit, and I also said this. Granted, I knew y'all were going to lose the series, and I spoke to how many people. And I told you this. I think I texted you this yesterday. I spoke to how many people, in fact, that picked against y'all. The inexperience. I think that showed this series. The half-court offense that showed this series. But one thing that showed for you all is Sengun. Granted, Thompson had one of his better games, probably his best game of the series yesterday. A lot of that due to how he got to the paint and finished in the fourth quarter. Some special layups for one. But I mean, like you said, Jalen Green. I never said Jalen Green was the one over Sengun. I never said that. It's like when y'all use a y'all word, to be messing me up sometimes because I don't know who said what and what and what. Like I never said Jalen Green was the one over Sengun. I'm not even a Jalen Green guy like Jalen Green. That's the guy
I
that y'all
know
need to
that.
move on from.
I know that was the major sentiment in here. I know that's what it was.
Nigga, I
Oh
thought
yeah.
Jalen Green.
That was
We
the
thought
major
Jalen
Yeah,
Green was
sentiment.
ass.
but
Everybody in
that was
here
the
was.
major. But OG, to be fair, that was the major sentiment since y'all drafted the guy at number 2 overall. OG, that was the guy that y'all drafted to be the guy on y'all team.
I don't give a fuck. But what did your eyes? What do your eyes tell you? Your eyes are saying something else. That's all I was saying. The
That's,
nigga, I've been saying the same shit about this nigga. Been saying the same old shit.
I'm not
Since
gonna
day
lie,
one, they ain't
but
never
you
been the
OG,
same.
you know
I
I
guess I looked at the game different than you niggas. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. But I've been saying the same shit, and I've been saying Sengun's the one, and I've been saying Hub through Sengun, nigga. Yeah, and
yeah,
I've
OG,
been
y'all
standing
can
on
do
10,
that.
and I've been in here every day. 2
OG, y'all
motherfucking
can
feet
do
and
that.
10 toes, nigga. I ain't
OG,
ran from
y'all
now
can
one,
do
you
that.
bitch
OG,
ass
y'all
nigga.
can do that. But what did I tell you last night, bruh? He's still not a number 1 option on a championship team. OG, we can admit to that. He's not that. Can you run your offense through him? Yes, which I did last night. And again, he had a big second half. He had 20 points in the second half. A lot of that because Draymond Green was in foul trouble. And at the end of the day, he still killed whoever was in front of him or scored on whoever was in front of him. No matter who it was, he still did it. Whether it was a
man, that
small
nigga shot
defender,
12 for 28 without
whether
free throws.
I
Fuck
don't
out
care
my
about I
face,
don't care about the 12 or 28 gang. Like it's about him being aggressive and
That's what you
scoring
talking
when
about.
he
The
was.
nigga
He had a
kept
good
us in
second
the
half.
game. See, that's that
Like
bullshit. That
Nah,
12
that's
for
that
28
I
bullshit.
don't
Cause
matter.
care.
The fuck is that?
nah, that's
The
that
nigga was
bullshit
the
you
reason
talking,
why we
nigga.
had a chance to win the game late.
Nigga, Craig was the reason y'all had a chance in that game,
Nigga,
and
that
you
was
was and when
Sengun, nigga.
and when
That
your
was Sengun, nigga.
fans came in here bigging up the bum ass nigga Jalen Green, you ain't say shit to them. Why didn't you say shit to them when they was bigging up that same bum ass nigga?
Nigga, I would call out my mama, nigga. So stop the bullshit. I call out my mama. If my mama call me and she tell me something I don't agree with, I'ma tell her, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga.
No,
You ought to know that,
no,
nigga.
G.
And you ought to
When
know
they
that
when they
about
ran
me,
in this
nigga.
bitch
I
10
don't
deep, they
hold
was
back
bringing
on
up
Nam,
Jalen
nigga. I
Green,
don't like
gang.
Nam
They told me
players,
about
nigga.
his last month of
That's you
basketball. You
niggas.
ain't say nothing,
I'm a
nigga.
team nigga. I don't like Nam nigga like that. That's you niggas that'll go down. You niggas cape so motherfucking much. You know, I just thought about something too. You niggas cape so much for your motherfucking quote unquote favorite players that y'all got y'all motherfucking
My favorite player
rebuttals
been putting belts
lined
to
up for
your
niggas.
team the
When
entire
when a
series,
nigga
gang.
tell me something about this nigga and he's a fan of this nigga, this is what I'll say. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm a team motherfucking fan, nigga. I don't ride a player, nigga. I don't give a fuck about now one of them. Every one of them can go, nigga. I want my team to be good. That's you niggas with the fan shit. I don't give a fuck if Sengun suck. I'ma say Sengun suck, nigga. If my son suck, I'ma say my son sucks, nigga. I'm a real motherfucking nigga.
OG,
I ain't the
who
nigga that,
sucked yesterday, bro?
huh?
Who sucked yesterday?
Nigga, did you just hear anything I said, Low? Number
No, I just
4.
got here, bro. I just got here.
Oh,
I'm asking you who.
number 4 was terrible. Absolutely terrible. They didn't put
That's
up a
it.
9, another stinker. T got the nerve say like I'm scared to call out the nigga from Houston. Nigga, I would
Nah,
call out
nah,
all them niggas.
OG.
Fuck is you talking about, nigga?
They came in this bitch 10 to 15 deep and was bringing up the last month of basketball for this bum ass nigga Jalen Green. You said nothing, nigga. You said nothing.
His pick and roll points per
That
possession.
wasn't even the time to say nothing. At the end of the season, the nigga was playing decent basketball, smart ass nigga. That wasn't the time for me
Nigga,
to.
me and you knew who this nigga was before the
So the
fucking
nigga
playoff
going
series
into the
started,
playoffs.
gang.
Hold on. So the nigga going to the playoffs playing decent basketball. They bring up Jalen Green, and you want me to say you want me to come
Yeah,
down
it
and talk
wasn't
about
going
him
to
at that point?
translate.
That's
Yes,
not
yes.
even the same,
You
nigga.
watch
That's
this.
not the
You
same
watch this
context,
nigga for
nigga.
3 years.
You
You knew the
smarter
nigga
than
wasn't
that.
going to
You
translate in some
smarter than
real
that, nigga.
defense,
Stop.
gang.
You
No,
smarter than that,
I'm
nigga.
being
Stop.
so real with you, gang. You knew that shit wasn't going to translate. And you let them
Nah,
get that bullshit
I'm
off.
not.
Nigga, what
I'm
is
not.
you
I'm
Bro,
not.
talking
I ain't gonna
about?
hold
You
you,
come
bro.
up here,
T,
see,
come on, this
you
ain't
fuck
No,
going
with
no,
a
no.
good
nowhere,
Time out.
bro.
idea,
That's
but you
not.
all
That's
the
not
way in
fair.
left field.
T,
Going
you
on
Because
just
somewhere,
tweaking
nigga.
out, bro.
well,
Like,
hold
come
up,
on
hold
now.
up.
You're
That's
not being
not fair
What you
realistic.
because
No
talking
way
like
you
about?
just expected OG to just
because the thing about it
like, come
is,
on, bro.
bro,
He's
like
going to war for his team, bro.
OG
We don't have
OG
to talk
would
about
come
that,
in
bro. We
here,
can move
bro,
on.
and anytime
Yeah,
Jalen Green
whatever.
would play well, bro, about 6 or 7 people would at OG every time Jalen Green played well, talking about Jalen Green, Jalen Green, Jalen Green. So like he was giving the kid his props when he was playing well. So like I'm not gonna do that. Like,
He was
but
playing okay. I'm saying he playing. Nigga, I'm gonna call what I see. I call it on the surface. Whatever's going on, that's what I'm calling, nigga. I'm finna sit around there and pussyfoot around a nigga. I'm not calling no nigga. No nigga. I don't call those niggas. Shit, if I had a daughter, I might call her. I don't call her no nigga. Shit, fuck wrong with you, nigga. Do better. If Sengun suck, do better. If my son suck, nigga, do better. You suck right now, nigga. I'm gonna tell the truth, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Niggas
Hey,
need to
OG,
hear the
you know I
truth.
fuck with you
Fuck
showing up
wrong
though,
with
OG.
you?
You know I fuck with it though. You gonna always pop the shit about these guys.
Yo,
I told you what
OG.
it was though on April
But
7th,
hold
gang.
on though, y'all. Hold on though. We can't make this all a gang up on OG session, bro. I don't like that, bro. Like, we're not doing that.
Well,
Nah, I
I
actually
don't.
got
That's not what it
basketball
was,
It ain't.
players
I
honestly.
Yeah,
don't
too.
know
Though.
that's
how
not
people. I
what
ain't
it
gonna
is
lie.
at
I don't
all.
Yeah,
get
That's
it.
what
we actually
Nah,
were.
nah.
Evan
Listen,
and
that's
I
where it was
before
going, bro.
all
Because
the
he was
all
saying
the
what he was
yappers
saying.
came
How
up
Artie
here. We were
gonna
actually
Jordan about to
praising
get in
Shagun.
on and start punching on. Like, bro, that's not what we about to make this,
No,
bro.
no, no,
Like,
no, no, no.
It's not
But
what it
Lo,
was,
we
you
were
just
bro.
we
got
were
you
big
just
up
got
in it.
here
We
and
were
he
big
literally
up
I'm
in
mentioned
with you.
Shingu.
Shingun right before
I
this
think
segment happened.
go ahead, rock
Lo.
out.
Like right before he got up here, we were talking about how Shingun forced the issue. Like, and I said outright that like he did something that like another archetype of his Sabonis has never done. He's never done that in a playoff setting, and I think Shingun being
You
able to
said
force the issue,
Sengun's never done what? Sabonis never did what the Sabonis did.
he's never
How the
been able
game
to
that
force.
good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just missed
Yeah.
that. What you said?
Yeah, he's never
Sengun
been
never did
able to
what?
force the issue as a scorer like that, and especially in the half court
You
setting.
said Sengun was able to do that
Yes, he was. Yeah, he forced the issue as a scorer. Like he made
in
it
a
happen.
playoff series.
What?
Last night, gang.
Talking about
Did you
last
see?
Basically,
night, low.
He's saying
I don't know why I'm
Sengun.
thinking about Sabonis. Hold on, my bad. I'm thinking about
No,
Sabonis. I'm
no,
like
you good.
Sabonis.
You
I
good,
don't
low.
recall
You good.
Sabonis doing that, but
It's
go
early.
ahead.
It's early. No, it's early. I'm saying that like I'm saying like it's early in his playoff career, so I'm not trying to give him like bail, but I'm saying that like based on like him, he had a really good game one, or he had a good game one, not good game two, not good game three, okay game four, but then yesterday I'm saying low like I think that sorry game three, but I think yesterday he forced the issue as a scorer when nobody else was scoring except for him and Fred. And to Ev's point, or whoever said it earlier, Fred VanVleet, when he gets them, I'm with you. Coming into the playoffs, I said their best hope for the shot making is Fred. When Fred does what he does yesterday, he is a different kind of player. Because I've seen him do this multiple times. He just all out of nowhere will start hitting everything. And
Yeah, all them
Fred,
sidestep and step backs that he usually miss on, he's
but
gonna
then
have that
even
game where he
Fred,
but
convert.
they took a play.
Notice Fred played good in every game this season, but the one game I needed him. Think about it.
They took a play out of the Lakers playbook though, because the Lakers what they'll run with Reeves and LeBron at that little split action at the top of the key, because they're trying to get a mismatch for Bron downhill with Reeves with the ball, and then that way Bron can roll a speeding bullet to the rim, and he gets a lay, a dunk, or he gets fouled, or you double team, and then Reeves gets an open three or jump shot. And they did the same thing with Fred VanVleet and Şengün. And the first one, they caught him on because the Warriors were not trying to switch on Şengün no more, because he was eating them alive and at least getting foul calls, and you just don't want to keep racking the foul calls. And then Fred VanVleet did a flare, popped out, crack, like great hit. I'm like, bro, that's a great play, dog. And then they did the same thing the other side. They switched it. Şengün got an ISO at the top of the key, got to the bucket, got another layup. And I'm like, look, this is an offense. Like, they actually ran offense. The problem was, OG, if you still up here, I don't know if OG's still up here. The problem is they went away from it that last play. I honestly thought they should have ran that junk again and said, look, you're gonna make a decision. All right, we get an ISO with Jimmy Butler or whoever they want to put on Fred, put Jimmy Butler on him, and then we get an ISO going to the basket, or you're gonna let it pop out. Go ahead.
Well, I think they went away from it after when Kerr made the switch. When Kerr made the switch, when he started filing Adams, and we went to the hacker Adams, and then he forced our hand. I wouldn't have made that switch. I'd have said, "Fuck it, nigga. You just gonna have to make these free throws. This defense is keeping us in the game. We controlling tempo. Stay where you at. Make your free throws." I'm living with that. To me, that's when I think that was upper hand went to them, and then we went also at that point too. We start going away from what you talking about. We start going away from what was working at that particular time. That was around the 4-minute mark, right
I agree
underneath the
with that.
4-minute mark.
Yeah,
No,
that was one of the things I was
yeah.
I don't want to say proud, like, but I was pleasantly surprised that that Steve Kerr decided to go that route. He saw that Steve Niles was killing us on the boards, and even just killing us, on the defensive end, like, just protecting the rim. So he went to a hacker Adams, call it that for the cool. He started hacking Steve Niles, sending him to the line, and made he may make a decision. Do you want to keep him in the game, and he's gonna keep going to the line, going possibly 0 for 2, 1 for 1, cool, and it's not really providing you no offense, or do you want to keep him in or you want to get him out the game and get your and get a better offensive player in there? Which he chose to take him out the game, and OG said he didn't like that. But I think at that point, OG, you didn't really have a choice, bro. Like,
No,
You
no,
could have
I'm
left
sticking
him
with the
in, but
defense.
no.
he
Taking him
wasn't
out was
hitting the
the
free throws at a high enough clip, bro,
no,
to let that keep
taking
going
him
on.
out is the wrong decision
Yeah, yeah.
because the flaw when you try to go to hack at Adams is we had to put Looney in the game to do that, right? And what ends up happening is you're putting a non-offensive player in there to
Exactly.
take fouls, so it's like you're kind of hurting yourself on the other end, trying to
But
score basically
we
four
can
on
afford
five.
that though. We still have Steph Curry on the court, bro. We're gonna create offense no matter what.
Yeah,
And
but
No,
we
Looney,
were
but we
controlling the
and
but
tempo on the
they
defensive
can't
side.
afford like
It was tough on
if it
y'all
becomes
offensively, even when
yeah,
even
nah, it
when
was.
Steph was
I
in the
get that
game
for
at that
sure.
point.
Yeah, nah, I agree with you, but I'm saying, but if that sacrifice is gonna be us putting one less good offensive player on the court to take away one good offensive player for them, we could live with that. We could
no,
take
but
that
oh,
loss.
but the thing is though, to me, Ime can't make that gamble. Adams was too impactful in that. Like he was a plus
Yeah.
16 yesterday in the game they lost by. Like you can't. Like that's a sacrifice. Like
He
you should
hasn't
have to.
really been.
Yeah,
Ime has not been good this series
I
Like
was dead wrong about
at
that other
all.
big
You
stuff.
said
I ain't
who,
gonna lie.
Jordan?
Ime
Yeah, I
has
really
not been
think
good
Ime
at
is gonna
all.
be a better coach than Steve Kerr. I
But
still
this
can't
is but
believe that.
hey, but guess what, Jordan? This ain't the first time in OG. If there's any real criticism of Ime Udoka, this is the same nonsense he did in the NBA Finals. Same nonsense.
Which is what I brought up as well. I said,
Well,
Go
you've
ahead,
now,
yeah,
seen
go
Ime
ahead,
before,
go
right?
ahead, Lou, yeah.
yeah, and I think coming into the series, that was one of the things I said. He made this is his second go round, right? As a playoff coach. So he still got some stuff to learn and some stuff to prove as far as as far as adjustments. I'm looking at the adjustments Kerr is making. I can see them, and I can see the difference they make as soon as he makes the adjustment. We just keep kind of doing the same stuff over and over, and I'll give it to him. Like I said, this is his second go round too. I think he's a good coach. I'm not about to jump ship on him. I think he got some learning to do though. I think it's especially from the offensive side. Either he's going to get better offensively,
Mm-hmm.
or he's going to go get somebody that can get the team better offensively. He needs to make that decision one way or the other because you don't have Jaylen Brown. You don't have Jason Tatum. This ain't an offense where you can just say, go hit, here go the ball, go make a play. These dudes ain't built like that. They haven't proved that they can do that just yet. Now, if you tell me that that's what I'm trying to identify. I'm trying to see who has that. Okay, maybe we can have a conversation. But you coming with the same shit that you were doing back then, because that's what worked with that group of players. Come on, bro. I need you to assess this group and then put something in as it relates to offense accordingly. Because what you're doing right now, just here you go. And as much as I think Jalen Green has been shitty, I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say he hasn't been put in the best position based on what he does best. Giving him the ball, a dude with loose handles, and they picking him up 94 feet, and you continue to do that over and over. And just, bro, are you trying to show us what he struggles with? Because
OG,
I
how
wouldn't.
you feel about Almond in this series too? Whenever you're done with that.
Well, last night he made up for a little bit, he's been shitty the first few games, first couple for sure. And I think he was trying to find himself. I think he made a point last night to live in the paint. This is what you do, and this is what they don't do well. They can't stop you from getting in the paint. Once you get there, just go hard and go finish. And he was being aggressive, and he was finishing in the paint. He was just in the first couple of games, he looked indecisive. He was just, well, should I shoot? Should I? Man, go get to the rim like you've been doing. So I thought he made a commitment to that last night, and I can appreciate that. But this shit that's going on with Jalen Green, like I've always said from the beginning, from day one, when a player to me, and I don't know this with 100% certainty, it's just based on what I'm seeing. When a player to me has issues that I think are coming from just like he's second guessing himself. I want to say mental, but I don't mean it in a bad way like
I
that.
know it
But
is mental.
when he says, should I do this? Or I don't know really man, that to me I don't like fucking with that. If a nigga need to get his handles better, his shot better, we can work on that. We got niggas that can help you get there. You need to get better defensively, whatever the case may be. We can help you with that. I can't help a nigga that's in his own head. And for me, he has too many times I've seen that where it feels like to me, based on as much basketball as I've been around. I know what it looks like when I think a nigga's in his own head. And I can't tell. He'll go 10 games where he's like, I'm all world. And then he'll go 15 games, I'm in my head again. Let me work my way out of it. I ain't got time for that shit. And that's what concern. That's been my biggest fear with Jalen Green. Not so much his talent. He can jump out the gym. 6'5", 6'6", he's big enough. He's kind of skinny though. He little slight in the rim, but he's athletic enough. He can quick enough. He can get to the rim. He can do certain things. I don't trust his mental. I don't trust his mental. I never have, and I still don't. That's still a question for me. I don't question the men's mental. I don't question Sengun's mental. Do they need to get better in certain things? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think they will. But do I question their mental? Absolutely not. Cam Whitmore, I that nigga there is. I understand why coach ain't playing. You can't trust him. But do I trust his mental? I absolutely do. I think he thinks he's the best player on the motherfucking court, no matter who's out there, no matter who's standing in front of him. At least I can start there with that foundation.
But
This dude goes in and out of how he feels about himself, and
So
I don't know. I ain't
OG
with all
though,
that.
the problem with that is like last night, I feel like Jalen wasn't getting the ball.
Man, that nigga had the ball the whole time.
no,
Stop.
no,
Bro,
He
no,
only
what?
no,
took
Stop. He
like
had the
what
ball.
eight?
Stop.
He only
Stop.
had
no,
what
no,
eight
no,
shot
No,
no.
you
attempts?
looked at the box score and saw 8 shots and say he wasn't getting the ball.
No,
Bro,
but
No,
I'm
but
you watched
saying
the
Queen,
game.
the
He
problem with
had the
that
he
is
ball.
what
had
about
two
the
two of the shots was grenades where it was a swing, and it was a 1 second,
No,
and he had to put it up.
Queen?
no.
Have you seen the graphic of his last with 10 to 15 games
Yeah,
where
but the
it's a big
last
38 and then it's a bunch of single
Yeah, but
digits?
Jordan Woods, the problem with that is he's trying to play 82 games in the regular season, and they've been doing the Mikal Bridges where he's playing a quarter so he can continue the streak.
Okay, what about this
He
series?
did that one time, Twin. So stop.
Bro,
No,
You
he's
went. I
done that.
watched 82 now. You can't
What
He's
does
say
done
that have
that
to
the
do with the
last.
2025.
Kings
He's
now?
talking about the last 8 games regular season, right? When they locked up the number 1 seed, he's never played World Minutes.
But okay, fine, whatever. Fuck the regular season shit. 3 games in this series, he scored single digits. The
Last
problem
night,
last
game
night,
one, yeah, I give
He's
you
like the
that.
most inefficient jump
okay,
shooter
but
in the NBA.
the
What are we
problem
doing? Like
is
on the whole year, just doing it. You ain't Jordan. You ain't
The
gonna
middy's been
waste.
awful.
You don't gotta waste your breath. He's
that's what
been
I'm
one of the
saying.
worst
Like
jump
no,
that.
no,
shooters in the league
so
all
it's for
season.
me. It's not even the scoring or like the production. The problem is when his shot's not going, he doesn't do anything
Nothing.
else.
Nothing else. Nothing.
It's like his ability to impact the game in other areas depends on whether his shot's falling or not, and that's an issue. And it's kind of sad because the rest of the team, you could see how hard they battled, right? They came out the game, I think it was like 16-2 or whatever to start the game. They battled back. Beginning the third quarter, 18-1, the Warriors went on the run, and then they battled back. And it's like you have a guy that who theoretically you're supposed to be able to play him. Like he's supposed to be able to give you what you need in terms of the shot creation, and it's just he's quite literally unplayable. And in the Ime part, look, at some point you have to utilize Jabari Smith, bro. Like at some point,
Yes, yes.
I've been saying that. I don't think he's got a fair shake in
he's
Houston.
probably their one clear advantage offensively in this series. And it's just like you just look and you're like 4 shots, 5 shots. Like the minutes he's not playing him on the court, despite what he can give you on both ends,
Should be at 30 plus at this point.
easily. And they're not utilizing him. Like it's almost like they're only utilizing him as a spacer. And it's like
I hope they realize what he is versus what Jalen is in terms of like their future.
Also,
He got more championship winning type player upside than Jalen to me. So
yeah, he would be an elite role player
that's
on
what
a
I'm saying. I'd rather
championship
keep him
team.
around than
Yeah,
trying to squint and make Jalen a 1 or a 2 on a championship team.
and I'm looking at it, bro. When what's it called? Steven Adams was in the game. They took him out because of the hacker. The Warriors went to the strategy, which is gonna make him shoot free throws. Ime should have really never did that because when he went off the floor, I think the Warriors went immediately on like a 7-0 run or something like that. And they just kept getting the rebounds and they just kept mucking the game up defensively. When they had the two bigs, they was getting all the boards with I don't know why he went away from that Ime.
but
Like that was a
that's been
bad
the
decision.
entire series though. Like every time they've had 2 bigs, for the most part, they've been able to destroy the glass and they've been able to control the game on both ends. And then it's like when you take one of them out, like when you put Jalen in, it's just I don't know. Ime is not his feel for these games is what's throwing me. It's like as a coach, you can kind of like see in game kind of what's working, what's not, and you can kind of feel like what buttons to push. And it's just like
I think he sees it though.
you think he
I
does.
just think he's stubborn. I think he sees
Mm.
it. I don't. I would be surprised if. I mean, I know it's only his second playoff go around, but he made it to the finals in the first one, so he has series under his belt where I think he's seen enough to where I think he sees it. Especially in that. What game was that where he took Jabari and Steven out when they helped him make a run?
Game 1.
Yeah, like stuff like that is just so glaring to even me. Like I know you got a lot to deal with when you're coaching the game, but stuff like that is just so so it's easy for me to sit here and say that watching versus somebody on the sideline. But that game was just so glaring of how their impact when they were on the court versus when they were off the court, and then he ended up taking them off. Like,
Mhm.
you can't tell me he didn't see that. I would be surprised if he didn't see that, I would say.
Oh, so you're saying he came into a point with a plan, and no matter what the circumstances was, he's going to stick with whatever he.
I think, I mean, there's certainly some things he didn't see, but I think for the most part, with a lot of what we're seeing, with a lot of what we're saying, I think he sees a good majority of it. I think it's maybe 65% stubbornness and 35% like, you just miss stuff as a coach, especially as
I,
a
I
young
think
coach.
I think the quote he said directly after game one when he talked about Bari and why he didn't close that game about him going with the vets even when they weren't playing good is super indicative of what y'all are talking about. I don't think it's not that he doesn't see it. I think he just thinks in his mind. I've played Bari throughout the year. My most reliable lineup is my vets. Even if they're playing good, I'm gonna rock with my guys, which
Yeah,
I think is a dumb philosophy,
I mean,
especially when
it
you're
can
not
go hand
super
in hand.
talented.
It depends. The vet's got to be a certain level. Like,
That's what I'm
um,
saying. Like your talent isn't good enough for you to have that position to
yeah,
me.
You will never see Fred VanVleet not close a game. That's
some
been a team, even when
some of
his
them
shooting
vets
is
got
low.
the same diminishing returns as some of the young guys. So like just the fact that they're vets, then that's what the thing that comes up to me. Like that's the diminishing return aspect of it. Like if you got some real dudes on your bench, like player wise, and you got some guys out there that's rocking out, you're probably still gonna sit those guys down for your real dudes when when it's winning time. But if there's just and the talent is pretty much the same across the roster, just because they vets, I'm not rocking with them just because they
Yeah,
necessarily vets.
If
And,
there
and
was
it's not
ever a
like they.
team,
I'm
if
not gonna lie. Dylan Brooks hard
You said what,
closing out.
OG?
if there was ever a team that he could take that he should be taking that approach with, is this team. This team is
Yeah, like
nobody's proved anything. Nobody,
who the fuck
you
is
have the
Fred Van
right to
Vliet?
say, I'm gonna play whoever's playing the best at this point in time in the game. You have the right to do that and it'd be okay. Now, when you got a team full of vets, that's when the shit gets tough. When you got
Yeah,
a bunch of contracts and shit you got to finagle through, that's when the shit gets. You ain't dealing with none of that. So
But
play the
I,
dudes right now that are. If you see it and it's working and it's putting us in good position, stick with it. You don't owe none of
bingo,
these niggas
stick
nothing.
with that shit
Not
till it
this
bingo.
don't
group.
work.
but you know what, OG?
And
What?
then and then to that point, before you go, Jordan, to that point though, it's not like Fred is a vet guard where he's setting up everybody else. Like he does run the PNR, but he's not like setting up everybody else or play setting or table setting for people. No, he's
Well,
trying to get his shit off. All respect to it,
with
like OG.
Fred, well
Like
with
he
Fred,
runs the PNR with Sangoon, and I'm not going to
Nah,
disagree there.
with,
But to me, he's
I
not like a guard that's super table setting
well
where
you
he's
we
trying
nah,
to
I
don't
get
have
everybody
a
respect
involved.
Fred.
we don't
So
Fred
have a
see these guys
replacement for
ain't got
Fred.
it, bro. He's trying to go kill it on his own,
but
bro. He
but
see
but
what's going on, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear what y'all saying, but that's the one spot on the team that there's absolutely nobody else that can play that can fill that spot. Regardless, we don't have another dude
right.
outside of Fred, and that's on email. Regardless of what you think about Reed Shepard, get him ready just in case we might be able to use him in the playoffs. You don't spend a whole regular season dedicated
Shay,
to a
what's up
certain
with
group
Aaron
of guys
Holiday?
and you're not growing other guys. Again, that's an
So
email thing.
no,
We got
but you
way
know
Throw
what?
more
Aaron
going on this
Holiday in
team that
there.
we
Let
can
me
go
see
with.
some.
But
No, but
you know what?
Holiday is more. We don't want the more Holiday dribbles, the more we in trouble.
Yeah.
Now, spot up, catch and shoot. Yeah, I give him the minutes if you need somebody to go spot up and shoot. But if you're asking me to utilize Aaron Gordon as not Aaron, what am I talking about?
Aaron Holiday, I got you.
Aaron Holiday as a point guard. Nah, he don't do that, and we're gonna get in
I
trouble
Was
for
think
that.
Reed
Well, you know
Shepard
another.
what?
was Reed
What's
Shepard getting a lot of minutes in that
puzzling me
last
though?
like
Like
week or two after y'all secured the second seed? Was he playing a lot?
he
Say
didn't
again, I
play
ain't hear the
too
whole question.
I said, was Reed Shepard getting a lot of minutes in that last week or two after y'all secured y'all
No,
seeding?
no, because he had gotten hurt like before the last month of the season or a couple of months, he had gotten hurt, and so he was out. And then he got back like I think the last week or the last couple of weeks of the season. So there was a stretch there where he didn't play because he was hurt. But I'm talking about all of that time before that. All of that time before that, man.
Nah,
And
cause
that's where I think you got to sacrifice good coaches anyway.
yeah,
You
that's what I was
sacrifice
gonna go.
games in the regular season just for the sake of trying to better your team for the future. If you have plans for the future, I'm talking about playoffs and such. He didn't do a whole lot of that, man. He didn't
I
do
Another.
a
don't
whole
think
lot of
I
that
don't
at
think
all.
so
I don't
so
think he should have did
what
that
was
with y'all
puzzling
though.
to me
Like
though? Like no, so what was puzzling to
not
me though is that coming into the series, I think I tried to ask you guys what's the five that you can rely on to close games, right? And I forgot whether it was Will DeAndre. One of them said there is no answer. It's just whoever's playing the best. So the fact that Ime is kind of stubborn and not doing that is kind of what's struggling, because it sounds to me that's kind of what y'all done all year, which is like, and that's how y'all won games all year, which is not going with a set five, but going with the flow of whoever's playing well that game. Like,
Yeah, to a degree though. But I will say, and I'm just thinking back over 82. It ain't been too many times where you saw a hodgepodge of guys out there finishing games. It was pretty much the same cast of characters, the same all the time. So I mean, they may have said that, but I'm just sitting there trying to recollect. I don't remember a whole lot of times where I saw games like Cam Whitmore or Steven Adams, or they weren't
right.
closing games. It's the
They,
same. It was the same, pretty much the same cast of characters that started and
their
closed games
offense
for the most part.
also is just very puzzling to me because usually teams with like not a lot of top end talent, they should be running more offense, kind of like not like Golden State because you know how the shooters, but more movement based, team based. I don't think y'all play through Sengun even still nearly enough. Like that should be the kind of offense. Like if you're gonna have one on one guys, if those one on one guys are like mid, then that shit not gonna look good, bro. That shit
And
just not gonna.
I mean, and if your offense is give the ball to Jalen Green and get a high screen and roll, or better yet, just go one on one, and you don't have a secondary to that, and you won't commit to hubbing through Sengun,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'm like, I don't know what I've been saying from day one. At least up to, I'm not saying he has to shoot the ball every time, but every time he touches the ball, we get a good shot. We get a decent shot,
yes,
and that's what the purpose of an offense is. Just get a good shot every time. He puts us in position to get a good shot every time
and
regardless of
y'all
what you think about his skill, he does that, and that's the
and
only guy that can do that
And,
for
and
us.
y'all are, it's almost like y'all are using the athletic because y'all got a bunch of athletes and shit, right? But it's almost like y'all are using it the wrong way. Y'all using it in a one-on-one sense where if y'all use that in a movement sense, in a slashing sense, you still using the guy's athleticism to create an advantage, to create a good shot. You're just doing it in a different way. So I think that just needs to be a more creativity with how you
And
use the skill sets of the guys you have.
I totally agree with that, and I think
what's up?
Ime. It's another thing I'll say about Ime is, I mean, Ime, you're gonna have to be. To me, this is another thing I think good coaches do on all levels, high school, middle school, whatever. They recognize who they are, and then they go whatever they aren't. They get that in their assistant coaches. Ime got but he got Royal Ivy and two niggas I don't even know their names, but I know one thing: they hadn't coached in NBA ever. And for me, I think especially you, Ime, if you're a young coach, not young, but a new coach, you've only got a couple years under your belt, few years under your belt, and 2 years playoff experience, bruh, go get somebody that can help you. Understand what your deficiencies are, where you come up a little short, and go get somebody that helps you do that. It's okay. You don't need a whole bunch of yes men over here that's gonna do everything you say because they not helping you when the shit gets tight. They ain't got shit to say. Yes, coach. Yeah, coach. I think that's a good plan, coach. I don't need a whole bunch of niggas like that. I need some niggas to say, hey man, this is what I'm saying, this is what I think we need to do. Okay, what you got? Okay, let's go. He got a
Hey,
bunch of niggas over there that's just, oh yeah, coach, because he's got more tenure than every last one of them. What the fuck are they gonna tell him? So I don't know.
OG, you know,
Yeah,
like not to get to a weird point about Ime, but like I think that's why Missoula was able to step in the way he was, because I think a lot of that offense was predicated on him more than Ime per se. Like I think actually getting him the competent assistant coaches in terms of the offensive side of the ball, because defensively I think he's fine. Even
yeah,
even like people killing him for the drop coverage in the finals with those bigs, I think he's fine defensively, and he gets that energy out of guys. But
yeah,
I do think the separator is like to what Jordan Wood said. Yeah, like you guys are super athletic. You didn't cut enough for me. There should have been
yeah,
way more Sangoon free throw line extended actions where Jalen
Yeah.
Green comes off cutting hard, where Bari comes off cutting hard, where Amon comes off cutting hard, or you do the Sangoon pick and roll, but he's the pick man. He's the man with the ball with the smaller guard and make them make a decision. There wasn't nearly enough of that for a team that's not talented enough to just run freelance sets.
I
Hey,
totally agree. And the
OG,
only,
real quick.
yeah,
What's going on, OG? Hey, I was gonna say this earlier when you guys were talking about Ime, if I want to come up real quick. What I don't understand, and swipe up, this is going back to playing Denver when you guys are 100% healthy and playing the Lakers back when they had AD. Teams that know how to utilize their size against the Warriors, that's the ones that I hate playing against, because those are the teams that we just have a hard time beating in a 7 game series. And it's like no matter what, and I think you guys all seen it too, our offense does get bogged down. So if Steph is going crazy hitting shots, and if it was Poole going crazy hitting shots back when we had Clay, the smart teams like Denver, like LA with AD, they'll just tip their cap. You got one win. Let's see you guys do it again for 4 more times or 3 more times. But a lot of teams, they get scared and they just go, we got to go small. So as soon as I saw the hack of Adams, and Ime quickly just took him out, and that held us good for about a good 2 or 3 minutes because Adams was blocking everything. We tried to get in the paint. He was grabbing every board that was coming off. Like as soon as he took him out, I was like, Kerr's coaching his ass off right now because that was a chess move. I'm gonna go small. Are you gonna stay big? And the shit that always kills us is the teams that stay big and realize you guys are going to miss threes. And when you guys do, we're going to take our twos for your threes. And then when you start going 0 for 5, 0 for 6 in a quick stretch, and we still hitting our twos, we're right back in this game. Ime decided to go small with us, and I was like, that's the game right there. Like I was going to see if he was going to blink, and he blinked. I just
I like that.
that's what he did. He said,
Going
okay,
small and only taking 23 threes is kind of wild.
it's wild. That's why I'm just like, that's why I hate playing against Joker, and I hate playing against AD and those guys because they will stay big. What they're good at, they utilize it, and they really utilize it against the Warriors when we are just a smaller team. They don't care if all of a sudden Steph has a crazy quarter. They'll let that go off. They'll stay big, stay utilizing it, and that when we cool off, they feel that they're right there with us. So I don't know what Ime's looking at. Put it in the chat. I just think he has it in his head like these are my guys, and I'm going to play them no matter what. And he's got to get out of that because he did that same shit in Boston, and now he's doing it now and against the same exact team. I thought he would have learned, but he still hasn't decided on.
I wouldn't say he did that in Boston. Like I wouldn't say that,
no,
because they didn't have like a bench or the big situation for them to play somebody else.
Situation, but just playing drop coverage against Steph the whole series long. Like
Agent, you do know that their bigs were Horford and then Rob coming back from a knee injury game. I genuinely don't know how he did better.
I'll give you that one with Boston and Rob Williams coming back, but he just has it in his head that whatever he's going to stick with, that's just what it's going to be. And play to your strengths. And I don't understand why he's not doing that against us in this series right now, because we can't do shit when you have Jabari, Steven Adams, and fucking Sengun on the court, regardless of their offense maybe not being as great as it could be. We can't stop that. And
I'm not going to lie. Am I crazy for saying at that point with the Steve-O shit, because how great he was playing? Like, he literally had got a block on Jimmy that I thought was like going over top of him. Nigga, I've been going rock until he missed 2 in a row. Am I crazy to say that?
He didn't give him a shot. He didn't
like,
give him a shot to shoot
he didn't give him an opportunity to shoot that shit.
Yeah, and that's
as soon as he brought Looney in, he's like, I'm out. Like, he blinked. That's what it was. That nigga just blinked.
And I'm sitting there looking at the TV, and because I remember early when I first started, and I know Ime knows he can run laps around me as far as what he knows about basketball. I don't know a quarter of a millimeter of what this nigga knows.
Bro, you're not giving yourself enough credit, brother.
One thing I do know is that I learned that lesson early on. I used to try to get real fancy when I was coaching. I'd be whooping shit out of a nigga doing one particular thing. He called timeout. And then I said, okay, let's switch it up now. We gonna do this now. We gonna stay one step ahead. Man, hey, until these niggas stop it, do the same thing over and over and over and over again. At that point, Adams hadn't even showed us that him missing free throws is gonna be a problem. You didn't even give him a chance. He did that, and you just, okay, let me do this. Bro, we had the advantage at that point in time, and they were not scoring. So
yeah, and y'all went into that zone with Steve-O.
Whatever you think he's gonna do as far as missing free throws, at this point in time, he's helping us stop them from scoring.
OG,
so
whenever we switch to playback, join the playback, because I do want to watch that last 5 minutes probably with you.
Yeah, they started hacking them at about 4 minutes and like 50 seconds. It's about that last 5 minutes when they started.
Like OG, one thing, I'm gonna make them niggas use them fouls, and if the nigga didn't go up there and go 0-2, all right, then we get the nigga out the game. At least let a nigga go up there and split as a big, because it's not like you was generating some crazy offense, even if he splits at the free throw. And that's all respect to like the Rockets and the offense they were generating in the last 5 minutes.
But that was at the point when Sengun was rolling too, right? And so I understand. Maybe he was like, yeah, we taking the ball out of Sengun's hand. But again, for me at that point in time, I don't know. I'm valuing defense a little bit more at
Yeah,
that point. That's just
yeah.
me. I
My,
nigga
Bro,
go
me,
we could
forward.
not
so
even in
here's the
terms of
thing.
Jimmy, he could not buy a buck like that. That little, I think it was like a round like free throw line extended on that corner, short corner. That shot he took was high as fuck. That nigga saying that nigga Steve-O sent that shit. At that point, if and Curry's having that bad game, if I'm locking up the other star, fuck it. At that point, and we get grabbing offensive rebounds with Steve-O out there. Fuck that. At that point, I'm
And
rocking
I
with him
think
and Sangoon.
and I think
Even
that
if
was at the point in time where, if I'm not mistaken, Steph or Jimmy were out of the game for a long amount of time,
Dray,
right?
you
They
talking about Draymond?
or maybe it was Draymond. Maybe it was Draymond. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That because that was when I think Draymond shot the three, he airballed, and then Steph came back and shot the three.
And he
And yeah, okay,
airballed.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But even and then on that last play of the game too, I don't know what y'all thought about it, but I could tell in the timeout, and I get it. I think the strategy was go quick, put all our big guys in there. We're gonna try to crash the boards and see if we can get a tip in or a quick putback. We only need two to be up by one. I thought that last possession felt rough. I mean, not rough, rushed. And for
Yeah,
me, I would have said, nigga, I don't give a damn if you shoot that motherfucker with half a second left. I don't give a damn, but take your time and make sure we get a good shot. That shit
Yeah.
felt rushed. He went up there, tried to hurry up and go. You could tell the goal was to get the shot up quick so we can smash him on the boards and get a quick putback. Fuck all that, man. We down one. And he
yeah.
killing. Give him that. We good.
Wait, that
And
when y'all
and
was
then
Talking
saying
about
even
that
about that
even
last
Sengun,
shot, wasn't that that was a Sengun, wasn't a Sengun ISO on Draymond
ISO
the
up
Yep.
top,
game?
yeah.
Yeah,
top of the
But
key.
you
and
know
him
what,
Yeah, I
OG,
don't.
and
I'm
you
and
know
not
what
him
the
to
thing
even.
be
was?
fair, that action started way too high. If you
It
are
started
going to
with
do that with
no.
Sangoon, it started
Look,
way too high.
Here's
Well,
the thing though. I think Sengun thought that he was going to be able after that first, back down that first move that he was going to be able to get a little more space, and Draymond really just stood up. He just stood up right there, and he didn't get
Nah, shout out to Draymond, bro.
he
That
didn't
was
get the
a hell
space
of a
that he normally
defensive
would get.
possession.
He didn't get the separation off of Draymond when he put that shoulder that he normally gets, where he may take another little back down and go up with a little more space. But Draymond stood his ground right there. But it did start
Oh,
real high. But I think it's because
I don't
Draymond
think it's
forced him right there.
I don't think it started high. I think that's how they wanted it to go because
yeah.
the Rockets did two things on offense. It was like Swiper said, display action with Fred and Sengun, and a lot of them Fred was just pulling up because they didn't want to switch for the most part. So the big was staying, whoever was guarding Sengun was staying back. Sometimes Fred just pulled. And the other thing that they did on offense was Sengun at the top and have that guard set the screen because the Warriors are playing switch. Have that guard set the screen, and then when that switch happens, Sengun punishes that way. So what the Rockets thought was, I can't remember who it was that set the screen. I think it was GP2 up there, and I can't remember who it was that set the screen on Draymond, but it was a weak screen where Draymond could just like shit him off and they'd be able to guard Sengun still. And they just moved out the way and let Sengun operate. I think that's what happened. I wouldn't say it was too high. It's just that the screen was weak and Draymond just played good defense, to be honest.
That might be a good call out, Ed, because I was saying that because
Yeah,
I
Fred
didn't
set the
remember
screen. Fred set the screen. My
I
bad.
didn't remember the screen. So I thought it
Yeah.
was just the Sangoon post up as the final
Nah,
possession. So
it wasn't just Sengun get the ball that far out and try to get
because
on Draymond. Nah, it wasn't that.
that's why I was like, if you're going to start this
Somebody set the
Sangoon post
screen.
up,
Yeah,
you got to
set
start that free throw line extended. Like no funny, you got to start that right there at that top that free throw line if you are going to go that. But I didn't keep that Fred set the screen. It must have been a weak ass screen.
Well,
yeah,
I don't even think Fred was even supposed to be in the play. I think if you remember, Fred was he was in the strong side corner, right? He was on right there close to the ball side, and then Sengun came off from the weak side, and he flashed and was supposed to get the ball right there close to the top of the key, and was supposed to go to work from there. We couldn't get. Well, I think Sengun came off too quick or
Sengun couldn't get
whatever.
position.
He
He was
couldn't
getting
get the
denied the
ball,
ball.
and once he couldn't get the ball, Fred came up as a release valve, and then he got the ball. So I don't even think Fred was supposed to be in that action. Because I think if you remember in that fourth quarter, my nigga was bringing the ball up 94 feet and working from there.
Facts.
So I think the
Fred
plan was for him to get the ball top of the key, everybody spread 1 foot flat, and let nigga go to work. I think that was the plan, but
Fred was a secondary option on that play.
yeah,
The inbound was for
yeah,
Sengun, but Sengun was getting denied by GP2.
yeah,
I'm thinking, yeah,
yeah,
Sengun was getting denied by Draymond.
yeah,
Sengun and Draymond they were in a little pushing match at the top of the key. What's it
yeah.
called?
And then
Who was that over
he ended
there?
up getting it,
Brandon
but then
Posminski somewhere. He's somewhere in the wing hugging. That look like Tario Jabari, one of them guys. So it comes down, and then Fred just had to go up and get it because wasn't nobody else gonna get it. And then
and
from that point forward, it was just ISO top of the key, Draymond Green, Sengun, and I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how you feel, OG, but I'm confident in Draymond in that matchup.
and I'm confident in Sengun. Nigga, just be more patient. Just be. You don't have to rush. Take your motherfucking time and get it. That's the
But he
most. The
was
most
throwing up
important
some
thing is
BS early yesterday. Like he was
get a
just
good
throwing shit.
shot.
He was just he was overthinking it early for sure.
Yeah,
He
Yeah, he
had
was
Draymond on
overthinking
his
it
back
early.
him down, and
Yeah,
he just turned
he
real
was
quick and throw
overthinking
some
that shit with
BS up.
Draymond. Everybody else, he was fine on.
yeah.
Yeah, I just rewatched it.
I mean, I'm about to say I just rewatched it too because I don't know how OG's gonna. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, take the 7 seconds, but I feel like that's the shot he wanted, bro. Like he was that little turnaround one arm floater, John. He was hitting that on us all day for real. Not all
Yeah,
day, but he was
but the
getting
only
that at a
difference
solid
was
clip.
he shot that one from damn near at the free throw line. The other ones were mid paint. They were right in the circle. They were right there. He didn't get the position, and that's the whole thing. If I can
Yeah, he
make a
was at
nigga
the free
shoot,
throw line.
yeah, he free throw line all the way out trying to shoot a hook shot from way up there with a nigga standing straight up. Draymond was right there. He wasn't going nowhere. Even though he didn't jump, he wasn't gonna try to put
Yeah,
himself in no position to get a foul.
he tried to back him down, but come on, man, we in the gym
Yeah,
too. You feel me?
I
We
saw
lift
he hit a
too.
brick wall.
We
I
lift.
saw that. But that's what I'm saying. He had more time and he's finesse enough to just calm down and get a good shot. You ain't a nigga that just got one move. Like we done seen it. Like he can make multiple moves based on the counter. And he didn't do any of
Chill,
that.
Sengun don't got counters like that, bro.
Shit, man. If
I'm
you
not
cut that
saying he
nigga
ain't
off
got no
one way, he
moves. I'm talking
has the
about he ain't
ability to
got
go
counters.
quickly go the other way and still get a good shot. I just thought that one was rushed. I felt like coming out of timeout, the honest was get it up quick so we can see if we can, in case we miss. Fuck all that, man. Take your time, bro. And matter of fact, I wouldn't have. For me, I would have gave him a side. I would have gave him a side all to himself and said go to work from there. Probably mid post and not at the top. Because to me, if you're at the top right there, it's too many ways that people can help. And it was a little congested in there on that last play too. But
Yeah,
And I
that's
and I,
just
I
and
me
I
looked at
though.
his
will
ball
say,
too. There was nobody for him to pass that ball out to. He had to go up with that.
and I will say, OG, another little point. I don't think it's a super big thing. I think that challenge was bad. I'm big on like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm not seeing this set I like with 6 to 7 seconds left, I'm calling that quick timeout. We'll reset this shit with 4, and I'm big on that. And to me, like calling that challenge there, like just because you're going to lose that timeout when Dylan clearly had his hand on the nigga
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
that was a
waist.
bad challenge too.
Like
yeah,
he clearly had his
That was
hand
a
on his
pointless
waist.
challenge.
yeah. And
I'm not even
the
gonna
one
hold
that we
you.
won,
Worse than
but
the talent.
the one that we won before that, when they called the push on Steph, I thought that was a gamble.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
didn't
I'm gonna
know.
be real.
I
I
thought
don't know
that was
how
a
they
gamble too.
overturned that either.
Which
I
one,
thought
the
that was a
Yeah,
gamble
Tari,
too.
The one that got overturned.
the Tari and
I don't know
the
how they
Tari.
won
Yeah,
that challenge.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
still didn't see
crazy
it.
to me.
Yeah,
That was crazy. He must have been feeling it. That's
Bro,
probably why he challenged the second one.
they came back
He
from
like,
commercial and Tari was on the free throw. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. I just knew he lost that, and I'm like, why would you even challenge that, nigga?
But I ain't gonna lie. Dumber than that was Dylan Brooks' hard closing on a Jimmy Butler three.
and that
Yeah,
right there,
like
that
no
one right
funny,
there.
Jordan. Not
Yeah.
even a hard close because the hard close is fine. Putting your entire hand on a nigga fucking waist while he's shooting, like that's not a clear foul.
Man, I
Like
love
the
that
hard,
nigga, man. I
Hard
like
love
close is
that
that.
never
nigga,
That's
gonna
the
be the
man.
dumbest
problem.
part of that.
It's how close you close though. Like you can't
No. Like that's what I'm saying. A hard close, bro. Like you could legit, literally soft contest, and if you get beat on a Jimmy Butler three,
hard
bro,
close
you just
soft
live with it.
contest. Yeah.
Like you just gotta live with it, bro. If Jimmy hits a three, then it is what it is. But
It was
like,
two plays. It was that one right there, which bothered the fuck out of me and that's why I love Dylan. So let me just get that out. I love the nigga, but I just can't trust him in certain situations like that. I don't know if he's gonna be able to hold back, man. I can appreciate that you play hard, your effort is always there, but fuck, bro, can you be a little bit smarter in certain situations? That play, and then there was another play. We were up 94-90, and there was 2 seconds left on that shot clock. Right there in the corner, Sengun, dumbass, go up there. You know the nigga got 2 seconds to get the shot off. He's in the
He
corner, and you
jumped.
go for the
He jumped for
first
he went for the
motherfucking
pump
fake,
fake.
man. All you
Yeah.
gotta do is stay down and make him shoot it over your hands, and if he make it, shake the nigga hands and move on, bruh. You and that those two plays right there, those were big for me. Those were big for me because we still had momentum. We were up for. We get a stop right there with the ball. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Ain't no telling what might happen, but that's neither here nor there now. But I thought those two plays were big for me at the end of that game.
mm-hmm.
I'm
But
not gonna lie, Dylan Brooks got what it takes to play hardball. Okay. Yeah.
Dylan Brooks woke up Jimmy too. Whole time y'all playing, my guy Jimmy was definitely coasting. You could see he was feeling that injury. That nigga woke him up.
We always gonna see when Jimmy feeling the injury.
But I'm not
Nigga,
gonna
aren't you
lie.
down 3-1?
Yeah.
Y'all, but
Talked
nah,
about it for 2 days in a row.
But look, OG though, y'all, I ain't gonna, y'all rattled us though with that extra whatever when Dylan hip check Steph and all that shit, because you could tell they
Rattled
were.
who?
I love that play. I love that play, and I
Well, I think
loved
you're
it
cutting out,
because
or might be.
I loved it. Yeah, because my man got hit. A man got hit with a hard. Well, I don't think it was an illegal screen, but he got hit with a hard
Mhm.
screen. And I love the fact that Dylan said, "Okay, you nigga, you hit mine, I'm finna hit one of yours." And matter of fact, I'm hitting your man. The man, I had no problem with that. I had absolutely no problem with that, and I can appreciate that. Stand up for you guys, man. Your nigga just got hit. Take up for him,
'Cause,
and it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt
hey, look,
nothing.
if no,
And,
because
and
if that second,
shout out the
if,
Warriors experience, bro. Draymond to never get that second tech, boy. He definitely
hey,
tried to kick that
Yeah,
nigga in
he'll
the
never,
nuts.
he'll
hey,
never
Hey,
get that second
hey,
check.
bro.
look, hey,
Yeah,
look,
bruh, they gave that
T,
man
I
a they,
promise you
bruh,
this,
they really
low.
go tech and flagrant for him. They like they
Tell me,
so
somebody
funny,
make.
bro.
I don't. Isn't a flagrant the same as a tech? I mean, I
No,
always
Nah, it's
thought
not
it
the
was.
Nah, it's
same.
different. That shit
Dumb
different.
rule, but it's not.
So you get two
so
flagrants
Yes,
and
you
you out
get
the
two
game.
flagrants and two techs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
you
but
get
not
one of each.
mismatch, which is dumb. But
Yep.
That
Bro, he
was.
clearly tried to kick that nigga Tari in the nuts. That's the funniest part of that clip. I seen this shit. I'm like, damn, Draymond might be going. They kept that nigga in there.
nah, it
Shout out
was
I ain't
Draymond.
talking about the nuts. The nigga
no,
kicked
it
him
was
in the
in the back
Kick
of
him
the
in
head.
the
head.
head,
Nah,
It
the
was in
back
the
of the
back
I
of the
head.
head.
know,
yeah,
It
back
was
of
in
the
the back of
bro,
the
head.
bro,
head.
bro.
His
If
back
The
you
was
if
back
you
of the
first.
watch
head,
the
he could have
clip,
got off like,
if you
oh, I
watch
didn't mean to do that. That
if
kick,
you
he
watch the
tried to
clip
kick that nigga in the
over,
nuts.
if you watch the clip over as he's falling, he grabs him with the jersey. Then he kicks him. Then he grabs the jersey again when he's on the ground. He's just a
No,
funny
he
And the
was.
nigga
ass
was trying to
dude.
help him up.
The jersey grab. About to say the jersey grab the second time. I think he was just trying to reach for something because he felt like bro was standing over top of him. But
And nigga was
Nigga
trying to
got
help him
under
up.
the
flashbacks from
mud.
LeBron.
But
And that's
no,
why
but
And
I
did the
don't know if
same
y'all
shit.
remember this part, but I remember when Draymond came back in the game and he was trying to explain the shit to
Yeah,
Tari,
they was
like, yeah,
having a
man,
cool
that wasn't
conversation.
my, I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't really, man, I love when a man came over there, man, fuck all that nigga. This nigga trying to soften you up, man. Nigga ain't trying to hear that shit, man.
let's play
Yeah.
ball.
Man, fuck
And you
all
see,
that
we
shit.
pushed him out the way. He a
Yeah.
little boy. We
Yeah,
not worried about
man,
him.
that nigga
But
ain't
no,
trying
but
to hear that
We
shit,
told
man.
him watch out.
but I
We said
brought up
watch
that
out,
second
cuz.
quarter though, and how they were rattled because I promise you that second quarter was about another 2 or 3 minutes long. They'd have went in the half down 15.
This,
Bro,
yeah.
Steph was throwing the ball literally, bro. He had
Oh,
about 3
the
turnovers in a
turnover.
row,
Yeah, turnover. Yeah,
Yeah, he
like
had like three. He had three turnovers
yeah,
straight.
in
That
a
was bad.
row, literally play after ball. I was like, yo,
That was
but
yeah.
bad.
Now, we
That
didn't
game was
take
real.
advantage of that because, in all honesty, we were up 7 at the half, 57-50. But that shit should have been more than that. We between missed free throws and not taking advantage of situations, uh, opportunities. Yeah, we should have been up more than that. So
I wonder what
uh,
y'all shot from the free throw line the first 4 games. It has to
they,
be bad.
so
Like
Nah,
they
it
were
was, it
60%.
was
Last
I
night
think
he
that
terrible.
shot
shit
like
like
what?
63%.
60%. Like
Yeah.
that was bad.
so they've missed 31 free throws in their 3 losses.
63%, some shit like that. It's been
Four,
terrible.
they're
Gee, you
4.
know who's actually having a really
I
good
mean, but
series too?
we are fouling certain guys on purpose though. Like we I,
No.
well,
No, but
But
take
hold
that
on.
out. Take that
Take,
out.
Even
No,
you take
take.
that out
yeah,
though.
take that.
Saint Goon went 1 for 6 one game.
Yeah.
Jabari's missing some.
are these
Tari's missing
normally good
some.
free throw shooters though?
I
Decent.
mean,
I mean, I think collectively we're bad, but the ones that were missing free throws, they usually make
Like
it.
if Fred was to go five, let's say
Even
Fred
Jalen
go
Green,
5 or 8, I think that's crazy. I think because Fred is normally a 80%
Fred
free
a
throw
good
shooter.
free
Like
throw shooter. Yeah,
yeah,
Fred,
like,
Jalen Green is a good
like
free throw
Amon
shooter.
Thompson, Sengun, Jabari, them guys missing free
bro,
throws.
even
Well,
bro,
not Jabari,
even
but like Tari, them guys missing free throws. That's not surprising.
but
Men is somewhere around low 70s, I think. I think he's somewhere around there.
even Jalen Green missed a technical free throw. Like yeah, bro, it's
And
just
I
a
was I
constant.
wasn't even like his to the point you made earlier about him scoring or nothing. I wasn't even like I'm good with a nigga having an off night offensively. I'm good because I understand shots come and go. I totally
Right.
get that. But what I cannot put up with is all the other shit that just goes to hell when you're not having a good night
Yep.
offensively. Like I mean,
Yep.
dude, you can still rebound the ball. You can still play defense. You can still them turnovers that he was doing. Man, them were little boy turnovers, bro. I mean, let's be that them, especially in that first quarter to start the game. That
Hey,
shit and letting Buddy rip you and all that shit, bro. Come on, bro. I
hey,
mean, those were
OG.
And
little
then to
boy
that point,
Hey,
turnovers.
OG, when we talked about Jalen Green, I gave him credit this year for doing exactly that. That's not
hey,
falling. He's been doing exactly that, OG, in terms of, actually impacting the game in other ways. Now, watched it. He just
Yeah, that last night. He breaking up, but that
Bro.
last night, I mean, I'm
I
just like,
promise
bro.
you, OG, Buddy Hield's never played defense like that in his life.
Everybody that was guarding him, go, not to go, but the plan was pick him up 94 feet, make him work. And he didn't look comfortable not one time handling that pressure. I'm talking about, that's not even pressure to me. One-on-one, a guard, one-on-one, that's not
Yeah,
pressure.
that's not pressure to
You
me
can't,
either.
That's
you ought to
not.
be able to beat any nigga up the court. I know if I'm coaching a nigga and he can't beat a nigga one-on-one up the court, get the ball at past half court, say, bro, go over there and stand
You
in
don't
that
need to be
corner.
a ball handler at that
Go over there and
point.
stand in
Yeah,
that corner over
At
there and
that
let him get the
point.
ball.
but Buddy's not Avery Bradley, where you can get up the court against Buddy Hield.
Buddy
Avery
Like, come on,
fucking
Bradley,
man.
what a
Hill.
name.
Buddy Hill. Come on, bro. You can't
He's
beat this
never played
nigga.
defense like that ever, bro. Like,
Never.
bro, when we saw our starting lineup, I was like, this defense might be a little shaky. But
That's called the
look,
Jimmy effect, nigga.
And that one more thing I'm gonna say about what you call nothing. Grab me something to eat. Dylan Brooks, nigga. If you gonna be trying to egg niggas on and all that shit, bruh, you look. I mean, you can. I don't know. I just
Now
feel
go ahead
like
and say if you want to do that, you better be able to get it. You better be able to get some stops.
No,
You better be able to get some buckets
hey,
with
some
it. You gotta
stops or
hoop.
something. But I mean, even that. But his whole approach when he's talking shit to Jimmy called him a bitch and all that, and you all that laughing at. But you ain't getting these niggas' head like that no more. But these ain't the
no, he
niggas
not.
that you gonna sway the game
Now
with
we
talking
not
that
soft.
dumbass shit.
That's what I wanted to say about the Warriors to begin with. I'm like, bro, people think y'all just gonna come in and we not soft, bro. Like people
Niggas ain't
guys
gonna
is
bully
not
shit over here with
soft.
Jimmy, gang. Like
We
we
not.
laughed at Dylan
Hey,
Brooks, gang. No funny.
and
I mean, if you
Like
want to try to get in Pod's head, or you want to try to get in shit, hell, I even say Buddy Hill. But you start fucking with, I mean, come on, bro. Like, and I'm not
niggas ain't
afraid of poking the bear. Don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid. But if you gonna poke that bear, be ready to fight that motherfucker. And I just don't know if
nigga
I
did the
don't know if
Grant
he's
Williams.
ready to fight.
Hey,
hey,
OG,
And if
that
he
nigga
gonna
did the
poke him,
Grant
he better
Williams,
just fight
bro.
him.
He did the Grant Williams. A bum nigga trying to get perk with Jimmy, gang. Like that, and that's usually what happened. But Dylan had a good game though. I thought Dylan was
no,
fine in this
hey,
series.
but
Niggas
see,
talking
I
I,
about
fuck
Jimmy
with
I
like
was
he
Dylan.
the
gonna say,
big bad wolf, bro. Like,
that,
come on,
hey, I'm
Nigga,
just
it's on
saying,
LeBron down 3-1, and you was talking about him like he the big bad wolf.
Dylan,
brother. You didn't say that
Bro, yeah,
5
Dylan's been
bro,
times,
like,
fine.
bro.
yeah, we get it. T. Like,
Every
Dylan's
time
been
he says something
good
about
all
Jimmy, I'm gonna
series
say that.
long.
Every single time he
bro,
says something about Jimmy, I'm gonna say that.
I was like,
um,
OG, Dylan's actually been fine all series long. Like even shooting the ball outside of the game one, he's been shooting
He
fine.
doing
I
what you would
think
expect him to do.
he's doing exactly what you expect to do. And you know what? I'm gonna say, do you want him to shoot more just because he
Nah,
is
but
one of
I
the
mean,
few that's knows how to play in the playoffs?
nah.
Doing
nah,
I don't
exactly
know if I
what
want to
he was
say
just
that.
making it simple. If you're gonna poke Jimmy, just be ready for what he's gonna come after that. Like if you're gonna poke a bear, be ready for how that bear gonna retaliate. That's all he's saying. And
Yeah.
for majority of those guys weren't ready for what Jimmy brought to the table, and we saw that in the fourth quarter, with him,
Yeah.
having an outburst of 14 points. So,
But to be honest though, like from a broader standpoint though, the Rockets there's a whole lot though that they have to like build upon, like with this season and whenever their season ends, like you could tell like there's a lot of guys where you're like,
Yeah, nigga, hold on. Let me stand on my shit right quick, nigga. This series ain't
It's,
over.
it's, it's
I'm
not
no,
telling
no,
you
no,
done.
that's
niggas
fair,
right
that's fair,
now.
It's not
This series ain't over, nigga.
done.
that's
3-1,
fair,
and we ain't running from nothing, nigga.
that's
I
that's
gotta
nice.
tell you niggas right now. We winning
Okay.
game 5. We winning game
Shit.
5, and I ain't scared of game 6, nigga. I'm
Man,
telling
he
you, I'm
said
not scared of
book it.
that shit. I know, don't start telling me about what ain't never been done. Well, nigga, we ain't never been there like this, nigga. I'm telling you, we ain't
Oh,
run. I
shit.
ain't scared. I'm still standing here, nigga. I'm
That's fair.
still standing here. I think that we still got a shot. This ain't no Memphis Grizzlies OKC series. The gap is it might be a gap, especially from an experience standpoint. But man, look here, all these games been close. And
Mm-hmm.
every last one of them been a dog fight. So come on with it. Come on with it. I don't think this
Nigga
over.
getting ready to lose on his own court.
Nigga, I
God
say
bless.
come on with it, nigga. We ain't losing in Houston. We ain't losing in Houston, nigga. Right?
Nigga,
We
you
not
already have
losing in
lost
Houston.
in Houston,
All
gang. What the
right.
fuck is that going to mean to
I'm
me?
saying this next one, nigga. We not losing this next one in Houston. We not losing that one. And
Hey,
we're gonna
all
see
right.
what happened in game 6. We'll see
it'll
what
be a
happens.
battle. It'll be a battle for sure.
Shout out to the Warriors. Shout out to the Rockets. It was a great game. Been a really good series, defensive series at that for the most part. I think that was all that needed to be said throughout that game. That was getting a little milked out. The last thing is really just game 5 previews for today. Don't forget to pull up to the playback room tonight. With playback.tv/facts and stats. Again, it's playback.tv/facts and stats. For anybody who do not know, Facts and Stats is a daily sports show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you all subscribe to the YouTube. I do allow anybody to come to the stage and speak their mind like these fellas been up here doing. Also, at nighttime, we watch live NBA games, WNBA games soon. Cannot wait for that. And then also MLB games as well. Sometimes, for the most part, as well. Playback.tv/fact and stats. The link is in the description on this video to sign up and join the room. It is free. It's an app you can download that costs no money. So keep that in mind. It is free to sign up and join the playback room. And pull up tonight is 4 games to watch. Should be 4 good games. A couple of teams may go home, and we're going to go ahead and get to them previews in a second. But again, if you are in here, make sure you all hit that thumbs up button. I am loving the growth of the fact and stats on the YouTube side. I will continue to make the YouTube part of the show go longer versus just going to YouTube for an hour and switching to playback. I want to continue to put YouTube at the forefront. So if you are in here, make sure you all hit that subscribe button. Speaking of the YouTube, if you want to extend your support for the platform and what I do on a day-to-day basis, you can do that, like Andrew, Tez, Byron, and Zach, and many others have done as well. They are members of the Fact and Stats community on YouTube. How can you become a member? The link in the description on this video. There's 3 different levels you can join as. All have different customized perks. All have the ability to send emotes into the chat, and they all obviously get the Fact and Stats logo next to their name. So if you ever feel like you want to extend your support for the platform, please feel free to do so. And also, you can send super chats and super stickers at any time. Shout out to Two Turn for the blessing that he sent today. And yeah, there's plenty out there for you all. Last but not least, we talked about the 2 playoff games from last night. We got some 4 game 5s today. I'm gonna get my thoughts on the series and who I got winning the game 5. And then after that, we should be headed to playback to talk about the NFL draft. And that'll wrap up the show today. And that'll give me some time to be able to work on the Fact and Stats apparel side of things and more. So with that being said, the first game that we have today is Pacers versus Milwaukee. We spent a lot of time on Milwaukee / Giannis yesterday, so I'm personally not going to drag this one out. The Pacers are going back home for the game 4 tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Shout out to the NBA for making this first game start a whole hour and a half before the second game. That's a blessing. But yeah, man, no Dame, obviously, speedy recovery for him. Looking forward to seeing how he returns to the court. If I had to assume after next season, Indy's back home, clear better team. You may see Giannis get his numbers, but I think ultimately the Pacers will close this out at 5 tonight. We should expect to see Hallie get another 10+ assist game. It's only been 2 other players, and I lost the name that fast. I think it was Magic and John Stockton that started off a series with his assist numbers that Halliburton is at right now from an average perspective. I mean, averaging like 12.5 assists per game throughout these 4 games so far. So Hallie is the guy that you can probably bank on tonight when it comes to betting on him for 10+ assists or 10 or more assists. And Giannis probably for 10 to 12 rebounds and 25+ points, whatever the case would be. You'll probably see my builder look something like that tonight. But I got the Pacers closing it out, getting ready to play Cleveland in the next round. I don't think anybody up here is going to pick Milwaukee, so I'll bypass.
Belt.
It ain't gonna be
This should
pretty.
be a belt, I think.
Yeah, I think they step on it from start to finish, to be honest. I think they step on it from start to finish. So I'm with
I
the
think
Pacers tonight. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think Giannis comes out with a lot of energy, being like everything included. So I do think they start off in the first half really well in terms of the Bucks side. I think it's towards that 3rd and 4th quarter when we separate ourselves, because I do think Giannis kind of is looking at it like this is my last time in this Bucks uniform. So I think he does give everything he has in this game, and that's just me being like. I've seen it game 1. I think it's going to be even more prevalent in this game. I don't think he wants to lose like his final game there, his final game in Milwaukee be a loss, and his final game in the Bucks jersey, be another loss. I don't know. I think he'll start off really well. I think they'll come out with a lot of energy, especially with the Dame injury as well. I think they'll come out with some punches early on, but I don't know if it'll get them a win, but I do think they'll come out strong.
Yep. Andrew, Justin Crummell was good with y'all. And Nush Facts, probably so. So yeah, Pacers getting the win tonight. Game 2 of the night, starting at 7:30 Eastern time. Make sure y'all put up to the playback for this one. I have been enjoying this series. It's been a really damn good series. But we just been seeing Brunson and Cat take over the last 2 games. The Pacers are favorites at -7.5 in game 1. The Knicks are also coming back home, winning 2 straight games in Detroit, and our favorites at -5.5. I got the Knicks closing this game out tonight as well. I think all 4. Like Anisha just said, I think the East Conference is set tonight. I'll just throw that out there. I think the East Conference second round is set tonight. I have the Knicks winning against the Pistons. I think it'll be a good game, but I just think Brunson the Cat is too much offensively, and then I think also OG or Mikal, one or the other, if not both, will be good in Game 5, like how both of them were good in Game 3. But that's not an easy thing to replicate for both of them to be on. So long as they get one or the other, they're perfectly fine. Shout out to Tez, appreciate that. They're perfectly fine. What 3-1 teams have a chance to push it to 7? I think the easy answer for me is the Lakers. I truly do think the Lakers have a chance to push it to 7. The Lakers shouldn't have came out and slouched Game 1, in my opinion, and then they really should have won Game 4 if you want to keep it real. So it's just my opinion. So I'm not just saying they didn't. Like, I'm not saying Minnesota didn't walk them down or do what they could do or what they're capable of doing, because clearly they did it. But I think Lakers rightfully definitely should have won Game 4. So I think the Wolves. I think Lakers got, out of all the 3-1 teams that's down, I think the Lakers got the best chance to push it to 7, because the Bucks can't do it. The Magic can't do it respectfully. And I don't think the Pistons can do it either. Now, actually, the Pistons are probably the Pistons can't do it. I ain't gonna sit there playing bluff. I'd rather say Lakers before I say Pistons, to be honest. So that's my answer. So yeah, and then last but not least, Celtics over the Magic. The spread is minus 11.5. I don't have to add any words. The Magic got a game like I expected. They're going to lose the series in 5, though. You're going to see Paolo and Franz go down swinging. Both of those guys are going to shoot 20-plus shots again tonight. I think Tatum will be good again from an overall standpoint again tonight. Drew Holiday is not expected to play. He's still nursing that hamstring injury, but the team is just better. You know, they're top end guys with Tatum, Brown, and Derek White. And if you want to throw out KP or Horford, you know, it's a luxury for what how strong Boston 5 is, and Orlando just don't have enough from an offensive standpoint. So I'm with the Celtics again. I think the Celtics finish 4-1. I think the Knicks finish 4-1. I think the Pacers finish 4-1. I'll be surprised if one of these teams lose. That's how bold I am when it comes to that. I think everybody up here probably feel the same way. Last but not least, this is the game that I care most about tonight. This is the game that I can't wait to watch, because I truly feel like this series has been a chess match. There are games in this series where, well, honestly, no, that's a lie. These are games in this series where I feel like the Clippers should have won. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the Clippers should have won like 2 games in this series. But I also have been enjoying this series standpoint to how well Jokic is adjusting to the defensive coverages, what he's seeing, how he's still controlling the game, and how he's still playing overall offensively and even defensively for the team as well with the Denver Nuggets side. So the Nuggets are back home, coming off of a big win in Game 4. They needed it. Aaron Gordon, shout out to Rate of Time, read and see that putback dunk. Because going down 3-1, obviously the series would have been over, in my opinion, and majority of people's opinion as well. Who? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets tonight. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets getting back-to-back wins tonight. And if I had to guess, I'll go Clippers Game 6. And I think I predicted the series go 7, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check my tweet, but I'm gonna go with the Nuggets tonight. The Clippers are minus 1.5 favorites on the road. Obviously, everybody thinks the Clippers are a better team. I think the Clippers are a better team, but I think this game is going to come down to 1 or 2 or 3. Like majority of these games been more heroic plays, I would say. And I'm probably going to lean to the Nuggets and Jokic. I think Jokic's going to have a 40 ball or something like that tonight. It's going to be a big game from Jokic. If you don't have 40, he's going to have 15 assists, something like that. So I'm banking on Jokic to show why he's the best player in the world tonight and making the team go up 3-2 to potentially get them closer to getting out the first round. So I'm going with big Jokic game tonight. And if they double him or whatever the type of coverage that he see, you're going to see Aaron Gordon be in a dunker spot. You're going to see MPJ rolling off. You're going to see guys be able to convert. And maybe even Jamal Murray shoots better than what he did in Game 4. So, and I'm probably banking on that with him returning back home. So I'm going with the Nuggets tonight. I don't know Westbrook's status personally. Swiper, do you know Westbrook's status?
No. They won't know
until
closer to game time.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going with the Nuggets personally at home. I think Jokic has a big game tonight, and I'm just throwing it out there for the people.
You think he can have 17 points today?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. If Jokic has 17 points, the Nuggets are not winning. But I'm not getting into y'all little hooplas. Who y'all got in the chat before we shift, y'all? Who y'all got?
I got the Nuggets tonight
as
well.
In the stage, you got the Nuggets as well. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going 7 as well though. So I also picked Nuggets in 7 before the series.
Jordan, what do you think? What's the bad game for Joker look like tonight? Like, what's the worst? What's the worst he can play and they win?
The worst he could play and they win. No Westbrook. 26, 12, and 10, some shit like that. 26 to 28, 12 and 10. He's gonna have to have assists, but I still think if he's not necessarily quote unquote playing well, he's gonna have to score a certain amount. I don't think he can go out there and have 21, 22 points, even with the assists and have y'all win. I think you got to still be 26 to 28 points with the assists. So, but that's what I expect. I'm expecting, I'm expecting like 30 something,
I think
11 and 10, 11 and 11, something like that. 55 plus PRA.
That's a high bar, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Nigga's Jokic.
Best player in the world, bro.
Yeah, it's Jokic, man. He coming tonight. Pause. I mean, he coming like serious tonight. Like Jokic about to have a big game tonight, and maybe 40 is a jazz or a drag or whatever. But 35 or something like that, I feel more comfortable with that triple double because they have to double Jokic. And the way Denver gets from the ball in different spots. Like the thing I like about Denver or Jokic, because I think he's the one that's calling everything out for the most part. He knows he can work from anywhere. Like I think that's the best thing about it. Everybody has their spots or everybody has their favorite spots on the floor, but Jokic literally works from anywhere. Don't matter what side of the block. It can be elbow, it can be free throw line, it can be three, it can be whatever. He works from anywhere, and he makes LA have to shift their defense to him. That's basically bending their defense. So I think tonight we're going to see him just look to just dominate scoring wise, and if they going double heavy early, then you're going to see them assist rack up. The easy cuts for Christian Brown, Jamal Murray, Aaron, MPJ, and company. So I think that's why he's gonna have a big 35-point triple double, something like that tonight, and it's gonna be ridiculous.
That's where I'm at. 35-point triple double.
Last year, Jokic had in Game 5. It was 2-2. They won 2 straight. He had the 40-point, 13 assist game on 0 turnovers, and that's when he hit that like hedge between step back over Rudy. So remember Game 5 versus the Spurs in 2018-19, he had 43 points. Or no, that was Game 6. But now this is what I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know? And I'm pretty sure I can back this up. Off top of my head, do you know that the Nuggets have only ever won? Listen to this crazy stat, Ev. They've only ever won series. They were down 2-3, and they've only ever lost series. They were up 3-2.
How many series is that?
That's 4 series, I think. Because they were down 3-2 in the bubble twice, and then they were up 3-2 versus the Wolves last year, versus Portland in 2019. Yeah, I think that might be it.
They have 3-2 against the Suns.
Yeah, the Suns. So, yeah, that would be the only one.
3-2 against the Suns.
Yeah, exactly, Jordan. That would be the only one. Every other time they've lost.
I don't remember that series. They was up 3-2 against the Suns and lost.
No, they won.
The one with Booker and went nuts.
Yeah, but that doesn't count, bro. They quit at home, bro. Like you know what I mean? It was 30 ball at halftime.
I was like, wait, what? I don't remember that one.
That wasn't really a game. But yeah, bro, I think Jamal Murray, he was 5-17 last game. Here's the thing, y'all, and I know everybody's gonna laugh and troll and all that stuff, and Lowe's not even up here no more. The Nuggets defense has been very good, and Jokic in particular has been playing like phenomenal defense.
I've been here the whole time, bro.
Yes, I just want to mention you hear that. If they play
that again
defense,
for me one more time.
If they play like very good defense again, then they can win. But if they do what they did in Game 3 and they let go of the rope, and if Jokic plays really good defense again, they can win. Jokic cannot be lazy. And again, I'm saying he hasn't been lazy, except for the first quarter. I think in Game 1, like Game 3, which is the 3-point stuff. Like if they have to be physical, Harden has not liked the physicality of the series. Every time the Nuggets are physical with the Clippers, they start complaining, including Kawhi. So they're going to have to like come out with the edge again, set the tone again. And then Jamal Murray, that 5-17 mess has to go. Like he cannot do that. Like he has to be able to convert shots, because the way that the Nuggets are being guarded, like it's basically like they don't have enough release valves. And and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why roster construction matters so much, Ev. But even with like the Warriors, even if like Pods to them, or like at least you gotta like guard Pods or Buddy or something like that. Even if they're not great at it, they're not guarding like certain people on the roster, and the bench is so limited that they're playing 42 minutes a night with the starters. And I'm saying that like they have to find ways for Murray have to hit those shots. Porter has to be able to hit his shot even with the shoulder. Aaron Gordon has to be good again tonight. they're going to need at least one of the bench players, Pickett, Watson, or I don't know, Pickett, Watson, or Strother, or Vlaco Chanchar, to at least give them 1 or 2 minutes that aren't like completely horrendous. DeAndre Jordan today has to have at least 1 minute that's not completely horrendous, because the Nuggets starters have been actually outplaying the Clipper starters, except for in Game 3. Like I said, it was just an aberration. But like over the course of the series, they have actually played really well. And the reason why I picked the Clippers is because if y'all have probably watched the series, once they start bringing any bench player in, everything falls apart, because they're bringing in players that they don't have to guard anymore. And now it's just like, all right, load up strong side Murray, Jokic, Porter, and then we're just going to kind of operate from there. And Zoo and everybody doing a really good job. And sorry, and an undersold part of this series, though, is James Harden's defense has been like pick me the entire series. Like, he has literally been like an aberration out there. He does not pay attention off ball at all. They have been targeting Harden more than anybody else on the roster because he just does not engage. And so they're going to look at him tonight, and if they can continue to take advantage of him, and then even just like, you know, even Derrick Jones Jr. and all of them, like, they're just better options. Like, then they have to do that. Aaron Gordon defense and Kawhi is going to be important again tonight. Like, this had blowout potential, but that's the thing. If you blow them out, this, like, you almost want it to be close, because that way you go into Game 6 and it's like there's no excuse, because you can't point to the 3-point shooting, you can't point to the effort, you can't point anything like that. Like, if you just beat them and then you go back to Clipperland, now it's like, man, are they just better than us? And that's how you get in people's head. And so what I'm saying, the starters are going to have to set that tone. And it has to be like going into halftime, 7-8 point lead, come out in the third quarter again, and they're just going crazy. And they're going to be playing off Chris Dunn again. Batum has been shooting the lights out this series. Like, if he does that again tonight, it's going to be a close game. But you just have to hope you can somewhat contain. And Kawhi, like I said, Kawhi had one really good game where he was 12 or 13 from pull-ups. Outside of that, he's just not been like much ado about nothing. And so Kawhi goes back to that. And again, now it's going to be a whole different story. But they got to play aggressive. That's the biggest thing. You have to play defense. You have to be aggressive. You have to.
Yep. I'm with you. Thank you, brother.
Quick question for both of y'all. Because y'all both, well, you picked the Nuggets. I mean, the Clippers, but if you picked the Nuggets, you think they got to win to win? If they don't win tonight, you think they still win the series? Because I personally do.
You said, what did you say?
If the Nuggets don't win tonight, do you think they'll still win the series? I personally do, but
yeah, they'll probably go 7, because they'll go to LA and they're gonna, like, you know, I mean, you might be right there. It might just be a 7-game series, because like they'll go to LA and it's gonna be like war. They're not just gonna go down, you know, without a fight. And so they can definitely outwar them. But I think to the point is, you just don't want to get hit with shot variance in the playoff, Jordan. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, you know, you run into that final elimination game, and all of a sudden they can't miss from 3. It's over. You know, or last year for the Nuggets. The Nuggets were playing well, really good basketball, and then all of a sudden they couldn't hit any more shots outside of 2 players, and then the game was over, and they lost. You know, so you just don't want to get caught in one of those waves. So, I mean, they probably need to win tonight.
Okay.
Yep. I can't wait. Swiper, thank you. I seen some of y'all comments in the chat as far as who y'all got winning tonight. KTN Swiper did not lie. I don't think you heard what he said correctly. Whatever you have against Swiper, keep that with Swiper, brother. Because you be attacking everything that he say. Brave fact. They better not have a repeat for what they did last year against Minnesota. Jordan Woods, I did not know that was a story either. Lakers in 7, I believe. That'll be God's gift. Clippers offense should not be struggling to crack 100 points against his Nuggets defense. Kawhi and Harden to be more aggressive. I agree.
Again, myth. I kept telling. That's what I kept telling. Everybody kept saying how bad it is. I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Myth.
Yeah, I do agree. Kawhi and Harden definitely do need to be more aggressive, especially Harden.
No, Kawhi, please let it be Kawhi. Pull-ups, more pull-ups.
Hey, Bar, you funny talking about some everybody mess with pause now. Come on, man. You funny as hell. But I think that is it. I don't. You all let him say anything. I don't have anything against anyone. Okay, KTN, respect. I appreciate your support across all platforms. I do want to say, This is back-to-back days where I feel like the YouTube part of the show has been really damn good. I will again reminder NBA folks, if you want to talk NBA, I know you're probably accustomed to playback and things of that nature. I am comfortable with starting NBA talks in YouTube. I don't think I need to switch you playback to have talk. Like long as I watch the game, I can talk amongst myself to y'all. And if one person come up, two people come up, 3, 4, 5, or 6, I'm good. So if you want to talk NBA, make sure you are in here at 11 a.m. I do not play music no more, so make sure you're in here at 11 a.m. And then on top of that, make sure you come to the stage if you want to come to the stage as well. I always have the message pin that says to join the stage. If you are in here and you are new and it's your first time watching, or you may listen back and you got to this part of the show, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So Facts and Stats is a daily sports show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Some shows are 4 hours, some are 5 hours, some are 6. Also, some are 3, some are 2.5. Right now, we at the 2 hours and 40-minute mark. That's it for the NBA today. Do not forget, in 4 hours, basically 4 hours and 20 minutes, we get an early game at 6 p.m. We don't ever really get 6 p.m. games on the East Coast. I don't think we ever get that. We never got that all year, I don't think. At least on a week, for a weekday. Well, non-playoff like games. We're getting a 6 p.m. game. So that's outside of Sundays. I know some Sundays you have your double headers, so let me exclude that. But yeah, either or, here nor there. We don't really get games starting time at 6 p.m. So let me just say that. Where there's no game ahead of it or before it, I'll say. So yeah, fact is Jordan Wilson. Make sure you all subscribe to Facts and Stats on YouTube. More importantly, make sure you all download the Facts and the Playback app and sign up and join Facts and Stats Playback Room. Again, what is Playback? Playback is an app you can download that allows me to host a show there if I feel the need to do so. I am comfortable with doing NBA here, but I do want to do the NFL draft thing there, and I can see how it goes. If it's dry, I'll probably go down and work on some apparel because I am dropping a new design within the next 7 days. If it's live, I'll keep it popping and go for like the next hour, hour and a half, and then attend to what I got to attend to. Again, thank y'all for all the support across the YouTube side. I dropped the playback link in the chat. Make sure y'all become a member if you want to extend your support for the platform. Make sure you all subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And we are out of here on the YouTube side. Pull up to the playback. We're talking about the NFL draft. Reese, my boy Reese, what's good with you? Pull up to the playback where we're talking about the NFL draft right now. Again, playback.tv/facts and stats. All my NFL folks, pull up playback.tv/facts and stats. Thank y'all for all the support on the YouTube side of things.